The Hollywood Reporter's take on the first two episodes of Rings of Power. It's a promising start. The Jeff Bezos-owned Washington Post calls the prequel a beautiful, banal piece of boredom. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Your Montgomery Biscuits are ready to take on the 2022 season with the best fans in minor league baseball. Join us for a summer full of clean weekends, celebrations, and the best biscuits in town. For ticket information, go to biscuitbaseball.com. Call the box office at 323-BALL.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of going for a ride. Nah, you live their vibe. What's the worst that can happen? You get pulled over. Your insurance goes up. You lose your license. They total your car.
Oh no!
You kill someone.
Oh no!
That's why law enforcement is out there looking for drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober. You'll get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Attention. Per the current government mandate, U.S.-based insurers are now required to cover at-home COVID testing kits with no out-of-pocket fees to you. If you have a current insurance plan, you are eligible to receive up to 8 COVID-19 tests shipped to you each month absolutely free, as long as the government mandate is in effect. Just visit testkitforfree.com to register now from the comfort of your own home. That's testkitforfree.com to receive your tests shipped to you at no cost. Go to testkitforfree.com today. Paid for by T-Euro Health.
Is your foot pain becoming a hassle? Can't get through a workday without paying? Can't go shopping without limping down the aisles? I'm Dr. Brian Kelly, a board-certified podiatrist with specialized training in endoscopic procedures for heel pain and neuromas. Most diagnostic procedures can be performed right in the office, saving you the time and trouble of going from place to place. So don't run around town to fix your feet. Call me at 265-7585 for an appointment. That's 265-7585. We serve in Montgomery, Greenville, and surrounding areas for over a decade. Follow us on Facebook or visit us on the web at www.greenvillefootcare.com, where doctors' profiles, directions to the office, hours of operation, and new patient paperwork are all just a click away. You can also find useful information on common foot conditions and services that we provide. I'm Dr. Brian Kelly with Greenville Foot Care. Happy feet start here.
No representation is made as to the quality of podiatric services to be performed or as to the expertise of podiatrists performing such services.
Thinking about life insurance? What if you could make one free phone call and learn the best price from up to 10 price competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call SelectQuote. For example, George is 39. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $22 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino, and believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-890-6688. That's 800-890-6688. 800-890-6688. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Or price compare depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Don't miss Sean Hannity.
Biden incoherently adheres
Live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Yeah, here we go.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Publix Supermarket. At Publix, they want to help you get the items you love for less, which is why they have all kinds of ways to save. Shop smart with digital coupons, weekly sales, and buy one, get one deals. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Another mostly dry day on the way. Temperatures up into the low 90s. Plenty of sunshine with some afternoon clouds mixing in. There is about a 30% chance of showers and storms. That would mainly be east of I-65 and south of I-85. So scattered to numerous showers and storms, though, enter the forecast for everyone Friday and throughout your Labor Day weekend. Temperatures will top out in the upper 80s.
That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. So far, so good. Your Thursday morning kicks off with no major problems or accidents. Interstate systems moving smoothly into and through the Tri-County area. From Clanton, Albany, Greenville, no problems on 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy. You keep listening, and we will keep you posted. A huge shipment of Toyota Camrys and Highlanders is arriving with Reinhardt Toyota. This is the selection you've been waiting for, and they've got to go. Reinhardt Toyota on the East Boulevard. Buckle up, front and back, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams at WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Thursday. A wrongful death lawsuit has been filed against a youth residential facility in Tuskegee. That suit alleges physical and sexual abuse led to the death of 15-year-old Connor Bennett. Bennett lived at Brighter Path, Tuskegee, formerly called Sequel, and was there for 6 months before committing suicide in April. The lawsuit claims Bennett's death resulted from the staff's failure to supervise residents, and staff ignoring numerous complaints of abuse. The countdown is on to the Red Tails Classic, and this year's game features Tuskegee University and Fort Valley State University. It'll be played at Crampton Bowl this Sunday. Kickoff is at 6, and you can watch it on ESPNU. And it's that time again, the world's largest peanut boil in Luverne. The Crenshaw County Alcazar Shrine Clubs put this event on each year, boiling and selling thousands of batches of peanuts. You have until Monday to stop by and grab some before they sell out. I'm Jasmine Williams at your Morning Headlines.
Ben here with Just Blinds in Prattville. On behalf of the Myers family and our entire team here at Just Blinds, we want to sincerely thank you for selecting Just Blinds as the best, your #1 choice for blinds, shutters, and drapes in Central Alabama. Just Blinds has been delivering on our family's commitment to provide quality window treatments at affordable prices and to deliver the absolute best in customer service before, during, and after the sale for over 35 years. Please visit us online at gojustblinds.com.
Half of Alabama residents use a septic tank. Are you one of them? Septic tanks are used where municipal sewers are not available, and maintenance is important. Failing septic tank systems can endanger your family, pollute the environment, and be expensive to repair. So know the warning signs: wet spots in your yard, slow draining toilets or drains, gurgling sounds in drains, and sewage odor.
Or that smell, you just can't
this
get
system
rid of
from
it.
failing by having your tank pumped every 3 to 5 years. Keep a separate container for grease and dispose of it properly. Use detergents low in phosphate and spread laundry loads over several days as to not overload the system with too much water.
Of course
You
not.
need a permit before installing a new system or before repairing an existing one. Your local health department has a copy of the septic tank system permit that indicates the location of your system and the size of the tank.
This is State Health Officer Dr. Scott Harris. For more information, visit our website, www.alabamapublichealth.gov.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anita Chandra with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Do you want to know the secret to baby brain development? It's you. Your baby's brain develops rapidly in her first few years. 2 apples on top. So talk to her, read and sing as much as you can starting from birth. You don't need fancy toys. Play peekaboo, read a book, or just talk about your day. For more information on baby brain development, talk with your pediatrician or visit healthychildren.org.
You see miracles all the time at our children's hospital, but miracles never come easy. That's why, as great as children's hospitals are, they need our support to keep miracles happening. Put your money where the miracles are. Support your Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
And here we go.
Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Tomorrow morning, if you wake up and the sun does.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It's time to rise and shine if you can. It's another day that you're on top of the ground and the ground's not on top of you. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440 on your dial. or on your internet or wherever you happen to catch us at on our app. Good morning to you. It is time for our daily bread. A word, a word from on high, something to change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Today's daily bread is simply entitled, When We Gather Together. It is September the 1st, 2022 AD. When we gather together. Our scripture insight today is Hebrews 10:19 through 25. But Hebrews 10 and 25 says, let us not neglect our meeting together, but encourage one another. Govern yourselves accordingly. And again, it is September the 1st. This day is like all the others. It is a day that has never been. And it is a day, believe me, that won't ever come again. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done this day that you didn't. You don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, September the 1st, 2022, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done on this day. If you have lived a while, like I say every day, you've seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace and mercy of God, we may, I'm not sure, but we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Well, whatever you do, while you can, for as long as you can, if you can, reach back and give somebody else a helping hand. While you can. Benjamin Elijah Mays once said that whatever we do in life, we should do it so well that no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say if that is the standard by which you live life, you shall always, always be successful, because you are never a failure until you quit. We say give out if you must, rest if you can, but you never ever give up. You never quit, because quitters don't win. And winners, while we may fail at a thing or two, we never quit. We never give up. So don't you. And no matter what happens this day, remember, it is still a great day to be alive. When we gather together, September the 1st, 2022.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. I'm Kirsten Holmberg, and I titled our reading, When We Gather Together. Denmark is among the happiest countries in the world, according to the World Happiness Report. The Danes weather their lengthy, dark winters by gathering with friends to share a warm drink or a gracious meal. The word they use for the feelings associated with these moments is hygge. Hygge helps them offset the impact of enjoying less sunlight than their counterparts at lower latitudes. By circling around a simple table with loved ones, their hearts are nourished. The writer of Hebrews encourages gathering together as a community. He acknowledges that there will be difficult days, with challenges far more significant than the weather, requiring those who follow Christ to persevere in faith. Though Jesus has made certain our acceptance by God through our faith in the Savior, we may struggle against shame or doubt or real opposition. By gathering together, we have the privilege of encouraging one another. When we're sharing company, we're able to spur one another on toward love and good deeds, which bolsters our faith. Gathering with friends doesn't assure us a ranking on a happiness report. It is, however, something the Bible offers as a means to bear us up in faith under the common frustrations of life. What a wonderful reason to seek out the community of a church, or to open our homes with an attitude of Danish simplicity to nourish one another's hearts. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Hebrews chapter 10, verses 19 through 25. Therefore, brothers and sisters, since we have confidence to enter the most holy place by the blood of Jesus, by a new and living way open for us through the curtain, that is, his body, and since we have a great priest over the house of God, let us draw near to God with a sincere heart and with the full assurance that faith brings, having our hearts sprinkled to cleanse us from a guilty conscience, and having our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for he who promised is faithful. And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. Let's pray. Thank you, God, that we can encourage other believers and be encouraged by them when we gather together. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen. Thanks for listening today. My name is Kirsten Holmberg, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Okay, it's the last day of PT. Okay, last day. I'm starting holiday week early. No PT after today. Okay, we just can't do it. All right, come on now. Hey, everybody. Every day. We run to the sun. No sweat, not yet. Down in the mess hall on my knees. We got nothing to eat but a can of beans. The bread was moldy and the meat was bad. Well, you know darn well that you can't eat that. Hey, you know darn well that you can't eat that. Here we go. All the way. Gotta be rough and tough. Airborne. All the way. When I was young, I always wanted to be in the 82nd Airborne, easing the breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight. All the way. Let's get it moving. On, driving on. All the way. Airborne, all the way. Driving on. One morning in the drizzling rain, well, I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane. Jump, that's to say 1 minute to go. Green light lead with the steering blow. All the way, airborne, all the way, driving on. All the way, airborne, all the way. It's a great day to be alive and to be airborne. Here we go. All the way. Gotta be rough and tough. Airborne. All the way. Now comes the last day of the run. After this, we're going to take a break for a couple of days, okay? So I promise you, no more. Here we go. Hard work. Hard work. Hey, doing it right. Hard work. There's my pay. Oh yeah. Getting up at 2:45. Hard work. Go to work. Hard work. That's what you say. Hard work. I earn my pay. Hard work. Make the call. All right now. The doors in the morning. Hard work. Let's go Hard work, work. Hard work, work. Hard work, work. That's what it is. Hard work, work. Hard work, work. That's what it is. Hard work, work. That's what they say. Hard work, work. Hard work, work. I know the work. Hard work, work. Woo! On the airplane. Hard work, in the early morning rain. Hard work, work. That's what they say. Hard work, work. Woo! Let me hear. Hard work, work. Turn it up. Hard work, work. Hard work, work. Hard work, work. Sit them on down. Hard work, work. Hard work, work. Woo! Hard work. That's what you say. Hard work, work. I do it for play. Hard work, woo! Hard work, woo! Whoa! I need a break after that. Good morning to you. And now let us pay homage to all of our armed forces of these United States of America. For the young men and women who sat on the fence in all parts of the world and say, not on my watch. And to all the civilians who pretty much do the same thing, because we need them. Okay, Montgomery Police Department, Montgomery Fire Department, Montgomery Paramedics, Montgomery Maintenance Department, and the Sanitation Department, what I call my civilian soldiers, who are out there every day, no matter whether the rain is hail, sleet, or snow. Good morning to all of you. And good morning to the sheriff. Good morning to Montgomery Police Department, to Daryl. I'll even give a shout out to Daryl Bailey. Anybody I missed? Oh, His Honor the Mayor. Mayor of the city of Montgomery, of course, Mr. Stephen Lewis Reed. Now, we don't agree politically all the time, but he's still a pretty good guy. I just got to get him out that Democratic Party. We're going to be all right. Anyway, enjoy yourself, everybody. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great day to be on top of the ground, rather than the ground on top of you. They have one of the most unique mottos of all these services. Their motto is Semper Fidelis, but they shortened it to Semper Fi. Whether it's Semper Fidelis or Semper Fi, it all means the same thing. Always, not sometimes, but always faithful. The United States Marines. I don't know. I'm really a Marine at heart. Now, they probably won't play that. They should go to Lejeune. But let there be no mistake about it. I could have made it through boot camp in the Marine Corps without a problem. Yeah, I could have did that. Yeah, not a problem. But I just wasn't willing to give up the one thing I wanted. I'm sorry. Well, I wanted them dress blues, to tell you the truth. I know. See, y'all got to know how personal that is to me, because because I've been talking about it for 30 years on the radio. So you got to know that I was dedicated to that proposition, except for the one thing. They wanted to deny me a set of them gold wings because I was short. Come on, man. Look at Audie Murphy. Audie Murphy got more medals almost than Sergeant York. They were short people, but they got more medals than anybody else has ever got. They're some of the bravest people. You know why short people are brave? Because everybody thinks we can't do it. Okay, everybody thinks short people can't do. I can do it. Yeah, I mean, okay, well, I can't dunk a basketball. Well, what the world that's got to do with protecting the country and the lives of the civilians and people? What that got to do with that? What's that got to do with bravery? You got to be brave to dunk. Come on, man. You got to be brave to dunk a ball. I mean, really. I mean, come on. Okay, so you can reach. You can go to Walmart and you can reach on the top shelf. Well, that don't take no bravery. That takes just genes. Not Jeans, but Gens. Okay, I'm just saying. You know, it takes you just had the right gene pool. But oh no, there I was, ready to sign my name on that contract, baby. I was gonna be a U.S. And not now you want to jump in. I was gonna be a U.S. Marine. I was gonna do that. I was no matter what, but they wanted to deny me of the one thing that I always wanted. When I saw those wings on that guy's uniform, I said, yeah, baby, I need a set of those. I don't care how I get them, what I got to do to get them. If I got to get hurt trying to get them, I was going to get me a set of those. But oh no. And, you know, that wasn't the bad part. Okay, that wasn't the bad part. Okay, so they said, okay, Elkins, you're too short. Okay, that's back 1975. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so I mean, if those are the rules, those are the rules. But then I get to Fort Benning, Georgia, some 90 miles away from here, and I get down there, and Sergeant Airborne is training them tall ass Marines how to be airborne. I said, so let me get this right. So I'm too short to be airborne, but you guys can come to an Army base with short guys teaching you how to be airborne. Okay? Now, I've been ticked off for 45 years because of that. Because do you know how good I would have looked in those dress blues with that collar thing sticking straight up there? That, Lord, that white hat and those white gloves. But do you know how good I would look? I would have came home and been the man. Yes, okay. But I'm just saying, I know you're tired of hearing it. After this year, I won't ever bring it up anymore. I'm done with it. It's because I've been trying to become an army. They owe me. The Marine Corps owes me for screwing me over. They do. Just you. I probably would have been the Sergeant Major of the United States Marine Corps. You know, I probably would have been okay. I probably would have worked with the Commandant. Okay, but we'll never know now. We'll never know. We'll never ever know how my destiny would have turned out because I was turned down because I was short, which you know, I understand in the way, but then you're gonna come to an army base and learn how to be airborne by short guys. You know what? I've been so mad all these years. I'd be willing to take on two Marines in a phone booth and whoop both of them. Okay, we got to be in the phone booth though. Okay, because that's being short in the phone booth is an advantage. I'm just telling you. All right, I know. You know you're tired of hearing it. I'm tired of telling you. But you know how deeply that affected me. It just took my whole trajectory in life and just screwed it up. Because all I could do when I walked in that recruiting, all I saw was me with them beautiful, beautiful dress blues on. See, that's what I saw. Okay. I mean, I saw that and I said to myself, okay, that's what I want to be. That's what I am going to be. Okay. But oh no, no. No, no. Okay, I'm done with that. I'm done. Okay. I'm not gonna talk about it anymore after this year, but I just can't get over it. You know, I just cannot get over it. You know, I mean, do you know? I mean, to say that you, I mean, now don't get me wrong. I enjoy what I did. Okay, because everybody can't join the Rangers. They can't. They can't run. They can't run with the big dogs, baby. They can't wear the scroll on their shoulder. They can't do it. I did. Okay, everybody can't. Everybody can't be in the 82nd Airborne. I was. Takes real men and some tough women, because we got some tough women in the 82nd Airborne too. I ain't mad at you. Okay, then I'm just saying. So I like what I did. I loved it, but I really wanted me a set of them dress blues. I wanted me a set of them dress blues. Okay, I just needed a set, but it didn't work out for me. Okay, and after this year, I won't ever mention it again. I'm done. Because I can't get that time back. Unless they're going to come up with a special program for old guys to join the Corps. The reserve or something like that. Okay, probably not. All right, I'm gone. We'll come back. The lessons of life and things of that kind of thing. I'm just saying, just. And the lesson of life that I learned from that experience, okay, you go in the recruiter's office, you sit down there, and you make the MPs throw you in jail. Because you get what you want. Don't be belabored by the memory of past wrongs. Or coulda, woulda, and shoulda. Okay? Because they don't count. Coulda don't count. Woulda is dead. And shoulda, well, we ain't going to speak of him. Okay, I'm gone. I'll come back to something. Let's talk about it in a minute here.
This time the girl is gone to stay.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Mattress Firm. The hottest summer deals are at Mattress Firm. Shop the best sale of the year and save up to $700 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. Plus, you'll even get a $300 instant gift, good towards sleep accessories.
Another mostly dry day on the way. Temperatures up into the low 90s. Plenty of sunshine with some afternoon clouds mixing in. There is about a 30% chance of showers and storms. That would mainly be east of I-65 and south of I-85. So scattered to numerous showers and storms, though, enter the forecast for everyone Friday and throughout your Labor Day weekend. Temperatures will top out in the upper 80s.
That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. No major problems or accidents are being reported right now that would send anyone on an alternate route. We checked with the surrounding counties. They're clear as well. Looking at your traffic flow maps, no big slowdowns there. You keep listening, and we will keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. There's over 30 homes to choose from at Jayco Homes, with more arriving each week. You can talk to Coach Jared, Brandon, or Pam. It's all at Jayco Homes on Wetumpka Highway in their new location in Alex City.
Well, I should have been a Marine.
Law from Montgomery Skywatch Traffic. This is Major Delay.
Valorant may be claiming another Counter-Strike sweetheart, and his name is Stewie. Chase Stewie Smith, Counter-Strike legend for several years. He played for Cloud9 and most recently for Geniuses. He's leaving this year to pursue full-time content creation by playing Valorant. With ex-Counter-Strike pro Shroud and now Stewie taking the same journey, it's curious how many more Counter-Strike players could be coming out of retirement for the newest esport.
For the latest esports and gaming news, find it online at airborneexpo.com.
When you love riding a motorcycle, you want to ride it everywhere, even getting a dental checkup.
Mr. Carter, wouldn't you prefer the chair?
I'm fine on my bike, Doc.
Well, let me know if you feel any discomfort.
But I didn't want to give up the win.
And when you love saving money, you want to save even more. That's why Geico makes it easy to bundle your motorcycle and car insurance.
All done, Mr. Carter. Remember to brush, floss, and lubricate your drive chain regularly.
Kickstart your savings with Geico Motorcycle. Bundle and save on the things you love.
Your Montgomery Biscuits are ready to take on the 2022 season with the best fans in minor league baseball. Join us for a summer full of clean weekend, celebration, and the best biscuits in town. For ticket information, go to biscuitbaseball.com. Call the box office at 323-BALL.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula.
Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
You wash your hands and brush your teeth, but what about your nose? How do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, dirt, and germs, and it's why nose cleaning is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. People try Navage for lots of reasons: sinusitis, allergies, snoring, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they also find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Nearly 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, saying things like, best product I've ever used, and amazing, I love my Navage. That's because Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less. But the biggest payoff is improved health. Here's the key point. Navage is good personal hygiene, and it's going to help you stay healthy. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
It's time to go Thursday. Okay.
Once in your life, someone turns your heart around.
Okay, you know it's Thursday morning. You know that, right? It's Thursday. Okay, all right. It's Thursday. And now it's Catholic Thursday, as a matter of fact. So we get to those guys later on. Come up Friday, I got my good friend Mickey McDermott, my law friend. So we're gonna come up and maybe take on some compelling questions that you guys got about law. Maybe the man is sticking it to you, and you need to know how to stick it to the man. Well, Mickey's gonna come tell you what you may be and you may not, what you may, should, and shouldn't do. All right. Anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine this morning. Hope you're feeling. I love me some of this stuff. Kurt Cross has got to be one of the best musicians ever to put out a record. And you know his stuff sounds better every year, even though most of this stuff came out in the late 70s, early 80s. It's still good stuff. Anyway, good morning to you. I hope everybody's having a great day, as a matter of fact. Now, where's my other thing in it? There we go. There we go, right there. So let's get that right over here. Okay. Okay, I gotta get all this stuff squared away here so I can comment on good stuff here. All right, now it's the word of the day and the things you learn in life by living, and it's called Lessons of Life. We get this every morning. I got to get a sponsor for this. This is such good stuff right here. And if you have some ideas for our lessons of life, things you've learned along the way, please send me an email to elkman0557 at Gmail, or text me 334-241-9998. And I love to use your stuff, and I will give you attribution. I won't even steal it for myself. It's something that I came up with. No. I will give you attribution. Because you learn in life, if you don't give people attribution, sooner or later, somebody else figures out that you didn't say that. So you got to give it to them anyway. Okay. 6:44 in the morning. We got to be there by 7 o'clock. You got about 15, 16 minutes by which to arrive. All right. Word of the day. Now, this is an interesting word, and it is a word that represents many people in the world, and in talk radio particularly. Okay, It's one of those words. And the word is obtuse. Obtuse. Let me say that one more time. Obtuse. Obtuse. So you're saying to yourself, what does obtuse mean? See, it sounds like an animal. It sounds like a fat animal, with the old come on. It's got to be something fat right now. No. That's not what it is. Obtuse means difficult to understand or unable to understand what is obvious. Okay? In other words, it means you're not too bright. I'm just going to tell you like it is. It means you're not too bright. You cannot understand those things that are obvious, like our school system. A lot of people in the school system are obtuse because they really believe that you can have a school without discipline. They won't use the word. They just won't use the word. I don't know why. But hey, what can I say? Okay, it is obvious that you cannot run a school without discipline. It is absolutely obvious. As a matter of fact, most people that leave school, the public school, go places because there's no discipline in the arena. Okay, so obtuse. Now I'm hoping that we can get a pill, and there's a pill for this disease, and we can give it to somebody, and they'll turn their whole life around. Okay, so that's what we're hoping. Okay, there's a pill for obtusism. Okay, I hope there is. Okay, means difficult to understand. You find it difficult to understand, or unable to understand what is obvious. Obtuse. You might want to, you might want to run that by your teacher or something. And now don't call him obtuse because you may find out he knows what that means. You just might want to ask him, what is the definition of obtuse? And therefore, you can actually slip one in on him and he won't even know it. Okay, I'm just saying. All right. Lessons of life. Now, this is an interesting one right here. Now, as you get older, you will figure this out along the way. But right now, you may not. Where's my coffee at? Because I got to have a swig of coffee on this one. Okay. See, this is a good one. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so I broke my headphones again in here because, well, okay, let's see if they work now. Let's see. Okay, I think I broke my headphones. I got to talk to Josh. He put the thing right down on the ground. Okay. All right. Wait a minute. Don't you guys go nowhere. I got to get out another set of headphones here. I got to talk to Josh about this. Okay. He doesn't realize that I got to swivel across many moons here. Okay. Let me see if I can get it working. Let me see if I can get it working now. Man, it's going to cost me a whole lot of money for headphones around here if they don't put this thing. Okay. There you go. Okay, Josh, come on, man. I didn't tow up 3 sets of headphones already in the last month. All right, then. It's not my fault. But anyway, so much for that. Now, put those over there. I'm obtuse to this issue here because I don't know why that thing is there, but okay, I get it. Now, the lesson of life today is this. It is a fact. There's no ambiguity when it comes to this lesson of life. It is clear, it is concrete, it is succinct. Okay? And it is definite. It may be hard at times to get where you are trying to go. But it is impossible to get there if you don't know where you want to go. Now, there are no truer words that have ever been spoken. Every generation has its issues. My generation, your generation, the one behind me, the one above me. We all had our generational issues. I was born in 57. which is, I think it's the baby boomer time. Even we in the 70s, we didn't, we didn't, I didn't know what the hell to do. I was too young to go to Vietnam by a couple of years, too old to do anything else. So I was stuck in the middle. So I'm glad I didn't go though. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me. I mean, there's many ways to get shot at, but in the jungle was not one of them I was thinking about. But our journey is our issue is that even young folks today, I don't think young folks today are any worse than they were when I was coming up. I think all young folks are the same. They are undisciplined. We're confused. We are fascinated by things that we don't really know much about. Somebody has to take the lead in guiding young folks because they don't know where they want to go. So, and if we leave it up to them, they'll go from pillar to post, post to pillar, pillar, and back to the pillar to post because they don't know. And it's not their fault. It's our fault. Okay, your fault. You guys' fault. So it is not that they're lazy. They're young folks today are really no more lazier than they were when I was coming up too. Listen, I imagine I had a couple of moments there when I was kind of lazy. I can't remember them, but I'm pretty sure I did. So the first thing we ought to teach our kids, think about where you want to go. Just think about it. And think hard and long. Think about where you want to go. Because it's hard to get, okay, where you're going if you do not have an idea where you want to go. So that is the lesson of life today. Think about where you want to go. Don't be in a rush to get there if you're in a rush to go nowhere. Think about where you want to go. Think about it. Talk to your school counselors. Talk to your parents. Talk to anybody. But think about where you want to go. And once you figure it out, be willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. Be willing. Don't be a quitter. Don't quit. Okay, but quitters don't win, and winners, even though they may fail at a thing or two, they don't quit. Again, it may be hard at times to get where you're going, but it is impossible to get there if you don't know where you want to go. If I could ever give any young person any advice, I think this is the most salient advice that I can possibly give a young person today. Think about what it is you want to do, and then go for it. It is September the 1st. It is the 244th day. On September the 1st, 1939, World War II began as Nazi Germany invaded Poland. It was also on this day in 1715, that's what they tell me anyway, following the reign of 72 years, King Louis XIV of France died 4 days before his 77th birthday. In 1807, former Vice President Aaron Burr was found not guilty of treason. Burr was then tried on a misdemeanor charge, but again was acquitted. Kind of remind me of Trump, trying to get Trump, my man, all the time. 1923, the Japanese cities of Tokyo and Yokohama were devastated by an earthquake that claimed 140,000 lives. My Lord. In 1942, U.S. District Judge Martin I. Welch, ruling from Sacramento, California, on a lawsuit that brought the American Civil Liberties Union on behalf of Fred Korematsu, upheld the wartime detention of Japanese Americans as well as Japanese nationals. 1945, Americans received word of Japan's formal surrender that ended the World War II. Because of the time difference, it was September the 2nd in Tokyo Bay, when the ceremony took place. Somebody said, let it go. 1961, the Soviet Union ended a moratorium on atomic testing with an above-the-ground nuclear explosion in Central Asia. A TWA Lockheed Constellation crashed shortly after takeoff from Chicago's Midway Airport, killing 78 people on board. The year was 1969. A coup in Libya brought Muammar Gaddafi into power. I was 12 back then. Didn't know what the hell was going on. Got a hard time figuring that out now. 1972, American Bobby Fischer won the international chess crown at Reykjavik, Iceland, as Boris Spassky of the Soviet Union resigned before the resumption of Game 21. An arson fire in the Bluebird Cafe in Montreal claimed 37 lives. Also, on this day in 1983, 269 people were killed when a Korean Airlines Boeing 747 was shot down by a Soviet fighter after the airliner entered Soviet airspace. One of our congressmen were actually on that plane. The congressman that represented Georgia, as a matter of fact. I think his last name was McDonald. I have to look that up in a minute. 1985, U.S.-French expedition located the wreckage of the Titanic on the floor of the Atlantic Ocean, roughly 400 miles off of Newfoundland. 2004, somebody when the Titanic first, some fool made the prognostication, made the pronouncement that even God couldn't sink the Titanic. Okay, if you're gonna bet, don't bet against God. I think we learned a valuable lesson there. Okay, I'm just saying you may not want to go there. Okay, I'm just saying. In 2004, more than 1,000 people were taken hostage by heavily armed Chechen militants at a school in Belsan in southern Russia. More than 330 people, more than half of them children, were killed in the 3-day ordeal. In 2005, New Orleans Mayor Ray Nagin issued a desperate SOS when they had a whole bunch of buses sitting in a schoolyard. His city descended into anarchy amid the flooding left by Hurricane Katrina. That was the worst example of leadership, okay, that I've ever seen of any chief executive of any city. Anyway, 13 years ago, Vermont's law allowing same-sex marriage went into effect. Poland held ceremonies marking the 70th anniversary of the start of World War II. Deaf Claim award-winning conductor Eric Kunzel, at the age of 74, and Wycliffe Johnson, a major figure in Jamaican music, at age 40, died at age 47. And 8 years ago, before I get out of this, President Barack Hussein Obama, addressing a union crowd in Milwaukee, renewed his push for Congress to raise the minimum wage, and which is the biggest lie and it is the biggest mental trick on people raising the minimum wage. Okay, it makes you think that you're making more money. But if you ever notice, when the minimum wage goes up, every other thing goes up. Okay? Yeah, every other thing goes up. Okay, so it's a big lie. It makes you, it's a mental gymnastics, okay? And believe me, you're not getting stronger for it. So all those who argue about a minimum wage, that's a bunch of crock. Every time the minimum wage goes up, the prices of cigarettes goes up, the price of beer goes up, the price of gas goes up, the price of grits goes up, the price of egg goes up, the price of everything goes up. So what good is it to get a higher minimum wage if everything that you do, everything that you buy also gets higher? Okay, it's a joke. It's a joke. But Democrats will have you think that somehow you are helped by raising the minimum wage. Whoop, yeah. Go to New York and buy a burger. Go to Burger King. That Burger King sandwich cost me $15. I would never buy another Burger King in New York. Never. Okay, I gotta go now. See you. Minimum wage.
Now, your WSFA 12 news update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Thursday. A wrongful death lawsuit has been filed against a youth residential facility in Tuskegee. That suit alleges physical and sexual abuse led to the death of 15-year-old Connor Bennett. Bennett lived at Brighter Path, Tuskegee, formerly called Sequel, and was there for 6 months before committing suicide in April. The lawsuit claims Bennett's death resulted from the staff's failure to supervise residents and staff ignoring numerous complaints of abuse. The countdown is on to the Red Tails Classic, and this year's game features Tuskegee University and Fort Valley State University. It will be played at Cramptonville this Sunday. Kickoff is at 6. Watch it on ESPN. And it's that time again, the world's largest peanut boil in Luverne. The Crenshaw County Alcazar Shrine Clubs put this event on each year, boiling and selling thousands of batches of peanuts. You have until Monday to stop by and grab some before they sell out. I'm Jasmine Williams at your morning headlines.
News Radio 1440 WLWI AM, the home of Sean Hannity. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Donald Trump's lawyers aren't giving up. Late yesterday, they went to court again to ask for a third party to oversee those documents the FBI took from Mar-a-Lago. Correspondent Stephen Portnoy is in West Palm Beach.
The Justice Department says the FBI has already set aside what could be covered by attorney-client privilege. But Trump's lawyers say a special master is needed to review that work and determine whether other documents might be covered by executive privilege.
I do not believe that any assertion of executive privilege is viable.
Jason Barron spent 13 years as a top lawyer for the National Archives.
The president took what looked to be official records of the government.
A Florida judge will hear arguments today. A Democrat trumps Sarah Palin in her bid to return to politics in a special election for Congress. CBS's Linda Kenyon.
Mary Peltola was pleased and humbled by her win.
Well, just a tremendous sense of gratitude and appreciation for the people who've put trust in me.
Sarah Palin, undaunted.
We have just begun. Peltola is the first Alaska native and the first woman from her state to win a seat in Congress. Video of police serving a warrant for a battery charge stirring outrage in Columbus, Ohio. It shows officers killing an unarmed black man lying in bed. Ohio State student Bryant Williams.
Like me seeing that video, it just makes me feel sick because like that could be me.
Footage appears to show Donovan Lewis holding something in his hand. Police later said it may have been a vape pen. This is day number 4 without safe drinking or bathing water in Jackson, Mississippi.
The water is really not safe to drink. Don't take any chances.
As crews scrambled to try to fix a treatment plant damaged by floodwater, many say it would have been taken care of already if it had served a wealthier neighborhood. Temperatures are soaring in Southern California. CBS's Steve Futterman has details from L.A.
Many parts of California are getting ready for triple-digit temperatures for multiple days.
We're going to be experiencing a prolonged heat.
California Governor Gavin Newsom says another big concern is the possibility of power outages as millions use air conditioners.
Try not to use too much electricity in those key hours between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m.
Serena Williams lives to play another day at what's expected to be her last tournament ever. ESPN with the match as she beat the second seed in a 2-round match at the U.S. Open.
I don't have anything to prove. I don't have anything to win. And I have absolutely nothing to lose.
Watching from Serena's box, her sister Venus, and Tiger Woods. This is CBS News.
This hour's newscast is presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need cash out of your home and a simple way to get it, Rocket can.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681.
NASA has signed an agreement for the second privately funded space flight to the International Space Station. Peter King is in Orlando.
The first such flight was last April, and it was considered a huge success. Now NASA and Axiom Space say they've signed a deal for their second space station flight. The agreement says Axiom will choose both the primary and backup crew to be approved by NASA, as well as a previously flown NASA astronaut as spacecraft commander. The commander will also be available to help the space station crew during part of the stay. Axiom 2 will return scientific samples and other materials from the station. NASA says the flight will happen sometime during the second quarter of next year, with launch from the Kennedy Space Center.
Her story was told in a Netflix movie.
No, I'm doing my own hair, making my own hair grow.
Now Mattel is honoring Madam C.J. Walker with a Barbie doll. The daughter of former slaves developed and marketed a hair loss remedy. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
From cutting grass to planting fields, you need the right equipment from a team you can count on. At SunSouth, we have 21 locations ready to serve you with the quality John Deere equipment to manage your property faster, more efficiently, and more affordably. Like the John Deere 1025R tractor with loader starting at only $255 a month. So why wait another season to do more? Find the John Deere that's right for you. Come see us at SunSouth. Equipment for those that do.
Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Expires September 30th, 2022.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
I can't believe I broke my headphones. Wait a minute. No, it did break them. Okay then, well, that's the way it goes. Who knows? I make you save it. You never can tell. Okay, good morning to you. I'm feeling pretty good. Nobody asked me, but thank you very much. I'm feeling all right this morning. You know, I know somebody told me the other day I was always happy-go-lucky, but that's a personality disorder. See, even when I feel bad, it looks like I'm feeling good. You know, I mean, no, thank God I've never really had many times in my life where I've actually felt just bad. I mean, a couple here like everybody else does, but for the most part, it's a personality trait. You know, I mean, when you look like, yeah, I guess though, if I had to have a personality trait, I think I'd rather have a personality trait that made me look like I'm always feeling good rather than one where everybody looks at me, I'm always feeling bad. So, you know, I'm good with that. First of all, let me tell you about the new sponsor of our show, which is JL Lane Truck and Auto. JL Lane Truck and Auto. Now, you say you're gonna need you want a car, right? You want a car that's dependable. You want a car that you don't have to worry about bringing back. You also want a car from an organization whose reputation is beyond reproach, who's been around a long time and have history in the city of Montgomery. Not somebody that came in and saw an empty spot and said, "Let me make a car lot right there so I can make a couple of dollars and get the hell out of here." No, you don't want that. You want somebody who has a history, who has family ties to the city of Montgomery. And of course, that's JL Lane Truck and Auto. Okay, they've been around a while. I've been doing business with them for years. They got an online inventory. You can buy there, you can pay there, and all the cars have been cleaned and cleared of all known issues. They pass a rigorous inspection process. So if you're ready to ride, okay, and your credit's not that good and you're worried about, don't worry about that. You go see Mr. Lane, you go see him, and I guarantee you, if there's any way possible, as long as you're honest with them, they'll be honest with you, okay? They're going to give you a great product. They're going to give you great service. You need to go by and see them or call them 272-4313, 272-4313, or go to the website JL Lane Truck and Auto, all one word, JL Lane Truck and Auto.com, and check out the inventory. They got some great cars over there right now. Okay, right now. Okay, and the only way you're going to bring that car back is that you are going to want to buy another. Okay, you want to trade that one in after a couple of years and get you another one, they'll be ready for you then also. Okay, that's JL Lane Truck and Auto, 272-4313. Go on the website right now, check it out. Look at the cars they got right now. Okay, JL Lane Truck and Auto. That's all one word. The and is AND. Okay, Truck and Auto, all one word. Yeah, go check them out. Really, I'm telling you, great folks over there. Okay, you cannot lose. It's 10 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. It's Thursday, which means that my Catholic will be here sometimes. So I don't want to get too heavy in anything. Well, first of all, I just want to thank Channel 12 for getting my best side for TV the other night. I didn't know they were doing that. See, if I went in there wanting to get on TV, they would have turned me down. That's what Eileen Jones told me. Said, you know why you ain't never on there? You ain't know it because you always want to be on there. See, I wasn't even looking for them. I wanted to talk to the man yesterday. That's what I wanted to do. I want to talk to the man. Okay. So anyway, and I did. I got an opportunity to talk to him. A lot of all them people in there. Not a lot of them wanted to talk to him. Not a lot of them wanted to talk to the superintendent. But I am going to be thankful for one thing he did do. So I don't have a bunch of criticism. He showed up. He talked to us. Although I don't know. Although I got to tell you, he has traits of an educrat. He has traits of an educrat rather than now he did say I got a couple of kids in public school and stuff like that, and I'm good. I'm good for that. But I wonder if his kids went to it. I wonder if he had the low expectation of his kids that they seem to have for our kids. Okay, I wonder, and it's always an interesting thing to me. Most teachers have high expectations for their children, but they don't expect so much from your children. I'm telling you, everybody would be served well if the same expectation you have for your kids, you have for my child. Okay? I'm not a teacher. I can't do it. I mean, slap the taste buds out of his mouth. What? You don't know what? You know what I mean? Bam! See, that's why I can't be a teacher. See? Because I forget sometimes that the things I know now, I didn't always know. And so somebody had to teach me. Okay? Miss Teacher slapped me in the mouth one time now. And looking back on that, she may have been right to do that. I didn't think so at the time, but she may have been right. I don't know. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. It's important. Well, he right, and evidently he committed suicide. That's what they said. Hey, listen, I agree with you. I think if these folks are under the why not? If these folks are under the authority and under the care of the Department of Correction, the best way to get people's attention is get some of that money. And it won't bring their loved ones back. I know that, but you know what? I think you make a good point. Sue the hell out of them. Yeah. So when we going up to the place? September something, right? When we going? Right. Well, we're gonna put them in a position where they gotta talk to somebody. Okay. Yeah. Mm. Well. Well, let me ask something. If you got a city, if you and this is my question, if it's about race, then why did the majority of those 83% people vote for a white mayor? Wait a minute, Johnny Ford was mayor, but I'm just saying we're talking about well. No, I'm just saying if it's about race, I think it's economics. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, no, I don't want to run them away. Biden is crazy. Biden is crazy. He's not fit to be president of the United States. No, Trump's the man. Oh, wait a minute. I stand corrected. Hold on a second. Wait. It's a ripoff. Minimum wage is a mental exercise because it won't. It won't. It never has been. It won't. The only way that a minimum wage that goes up will help everybody is that the government says, and they will take all the prices up of everything else. Okay. Okay. Who's gonna mandate? Who's gonna mandate that a private business can't raise its prices? Okay, I hear you. Okay. Hey, somebody just told me. And I knew this, but I don't know why I forgot that the mayor of Jackson, Mississippi, is a black guy. Yeah, I said that, but it's a black. So how are we gonna claim racism? Uh, yeah, but if you got a black mayor, yeah, yeah. I talk about white folks too if they're not making sense. Uh, my Lord, how far are we going back? I mean, but you got a black mayor, so how can it be racist? Okay, and he's been mayor since 27. He's been mayor since 2017. Okay, all right. Okay, well, why hasn't he fixed it? Why hasn't he fixed it? Come on, who's this? What's his name? He got a weird name too. Lumumba. Must be from Africa. Good morning. Pretty good. Ooh. Yeah. That's right. As a matter of fact, the Corps of Engineers would be that. As a matter of fact, National Guard units can help fix that problem if they just mobilize them to fix that. Some, at least as a temporary means, You're absolutely right, though. They had George Bush all on TV. He don't care. He don't do this. But boy, oh, Biden gets a pass on everything. Yeah. Yeah. They do. I don't know why. I appreciate it. Matter of fact, his name is Chokwe Antar Lumumba. Is an African, is an American attorney and an activist and a politician, serving as the 53rd mayor of Jackson, Mississippi. He also was first elected in 2017. So 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So he's been mayor for 5 years. 5 years. Now, I'm pretty sure that this situation didn't just come up. So again, racism is just so easy to use. How about lazyism? Okay, how about you guys keep putting the same people in the same party in office and nothing really changes? He's been mayor 5 years is long enough to fix somebody's problem, in my mind. Somebody. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. Democrats, baby, Democrats. He'd get it done. Absolutely. Yep. Right. Yeah. 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 well, well, I don't know. To get it done. Of getting it done. Absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In Montgomery? Yep. Right, right. Well, I'd love to talk to him. Maybe we can get Mr. Darrell Bailey office on the job here, because that doesn't make any sense at all. And be reminded. Yeah, do that. I'd love to talk to her. Appreciate it. We'll be back right after this.
There's a wound here in my heart, something's missing.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Dick's Sporting Goods. A new Dick's Sporting Goods warehouse sales store is now open in Montgomery at the shops at East Chase. Check out can't miss deals for the entire family. Get ready to save up to 70% off on thousands of items. Grand opening celebration, September 2nd to the 5th.
Another mostly dry day on the way. Temperatures up into the low 90s. Plenty of sunshine with some afternoon clouds mixing in. There's about a 30% chance of showers and storms that would mainly be east of I-65 and south of I-85. So scattered to numerous showers and storms, though, enter the forecast for everywhere Friday and throughout your Labor Day weekend. Temperatures will top out in the upper 80s. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. We had our first accident, a minor accident, Highway 14 near Fitzpatrick Road in Wetumpka at Edgewood Academy. It is eastbound heading towards Wetumpka, so be careful there. Highway 14 near Fitzpatrick Road at Edgewood Academy. Outside of that, we're looking good. Interstate systems moving smoothly. You keep listening, and we will keep you posted. Learn to be a heavy equipment operator at Trenton State. Registration's now open. Get trained and hired fast. Trenton State. Skills for success. Buckle up, front and back. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
Listen to News Radio 1440 at work. NewsRadio1440.com. At home through your Alexa or Google smart home device. Depend on it. News Radio 1440.
Your local radio stations are here for you. No subscriptions or monthly fees necessary. We're here to give you the news, weather, and traffic you need, and the music you love. But if the foreign-owned record labels get their way, it could stop the music. They want Congress to force radio stations to pay them more money, simply to play their music. Don't let radio go silent. Text local to 52886 and tell Congress to protect local radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association.
It's like Kevin, take your time. Yeah, I don't really know. We gotta get. Yeah, so it's like, you know, it's not go from one to the other, from the other goes one to the other. So it's like, it's crazy.
Well, that's exactly what
Hope he's got this thing working. Yeah.
For example,
After a month, he better. I mean, he's probably had other guys too, so hopefully
quotes from other companies because he
he's
takes
pretty mad
meds
to
to
do it.
control his
That's
blood
crazy to get us in here
But when
about
I
figuring
shopped
that out.
around, I found
All right,
a
Jim,
year, $500,000.
Yeah, when you get this thing working. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, she said, yeah. What's that? We were the guinea pigs. Yeah, right. That was. That's not the way to do it. No, that's not the way to do it. Kevin goes about to see his parents sometimes, and like just the interview I did that he has, where he got yeah. So you know, just the idea that throwing out questions, just like I've done those things. Right, so when I did that, I want to say Johnny Carson, and David Letterman, people like that.
So you might want to find it to me.
Absolutely, Kevin.
These are El Cheapos, but you know, sometimes you get.
That's not, and the mic's working good.
Yeah. Hold up, yeah.
Yeah, I know, you got everything adjusted right, that's good. It's pretty cool, yeah, there's two different things you can plug in, the small and large.
Yeah, except he put mine underneath my lap, so every time I swing the chair over here, guess what happens? I break my headphones.
Golly. That's crazy.
I know, I gotta tell him.
Why would you put it around, you know, the bottom area there. It's not.
So how life been treating you, young man?
Very good for me. Yeah, been good.
You know, the older I get, the more places I go, I'm the oldest person in the room.
Yeah, I tell you that. You know, being around church though, you know, like there's different groups that have, you know, older people. So, because definitely a little bit heavy loaded on the top end. Probably. See, when they get closer to, you know, meeting our Lord, they get more religious sometimes.
Some people do.
Yeah. So they start.
Yeah. Good idea, Brian.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah.
This. You know, I reckon how I didn't even know how to do that.
They really don't even have to do that. That's just attention. Well, I mean, that I underdid it and it came down. That came down.
My family support keeps me strong. Together, we're rising above heart failure.
Heart failure doesn't have to steal your strength. For simple steps you can take to help prevent, improve, or
So
manage
that's
heart
one to go for
failure,
now.
go to riseabovehf.org.
Well, I'm just saying it's not like that. Yeah, just to the tension. Yeah, but I mean, it tightens it, you can't move there, right? I mean, that's slow it down a bit. Right.
If that don't sound Catholic, I don't know what does.
Yeah, a little bit. That's kind of modern Catholic movie.
Okay, modern. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want the poltergeist Catholic music. That's kind of scary.
Poltergeist, so
yeah. You never seen it?
No, I didn't see it. So I'm not big into scary movies. I never was as a child.
Okay. Well,
I like sleeping at night.
Yeah. Me too. I mean, when somebody can turn their head all the way around, that kind of gets to you.
Yeah.
Anyway, that voice you hear on the other side, of course, is Father James Dean from Guadalupe.
Guadalupe, yeah.
Catholic Church up in Wetumpka, Alabama. He gets around.
Yeah.
He goes from Prattville to Montgomery, from Montgomery to Now, when you move people all around, especially like in the military, there's one or two things that go on.
All right, what's going on?
Either you're the best there is, or nobody wants you.
Well, we don't have quite the infrastructure of the military, so many people to move.
Yeah.
So, we only have so many priests and so many parishes. And, if a priest retires or passes away, as a matter of fact, we had one of our wonderful priests who's retired, passed away a couple of days ago. But if a priest retires or moves, then obviously you got to replace him, and that domino effect affects other people too. And also there are certain needs that parishes have that dictate that.
Yep. So, Brian, you can't hear?
No, I can't hear.
Well, those are El Cheapos. So nothing's coming out of the headphones? All right. Okay, let me get you a let me see if these will work.
So Kevin's looking for some good headphones.
Yeah, there you go, right there. Now today,
I'm bringing my own.
Well, I thought you might do that. I thought you might get that hint after a while.
Yeah, I did.
Anyway, I decided to do something different today.
All right.
Since my knowledge of Catholicism is limited, it's better than it used to be, but it's limited. Yeah. I'm gonna let you guys just talk about what you guys want to talk about today. And what we do here, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a new listener, what do you believe, and why do you believe it, and will your belief stand the test of time? Now I know there are actually some people who don't believe that being a Catholic is a Christian.
Yeah.
I don't. They think you're a cult. Yeah. I don't know what they think the Baptist is.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So,
well, I mean, just a little history right there is important. And I think that a lot of people don't really know the history of Christianity. I remember when I was in Troy, I went to a tailgate for a football game, and I was talking to a young lady, and she was going to church across the street, and she said in Sunday school they're studying church history. And I'm thinking to myself, oh wow, I'm thinking like Saint Ignatius in the 1st century, Saint Justin in the 2nd century, all these great saints in the early church, throughout the history of the church. And I said, well, what are you learning about? She said, well, we started in the 16th century. So you started in the 1500s with Martin Luther, and on. Well, like nothing happened for 1500 years. So when you study church history, you realize that all of Christianity before, the 16th century basically was Catholic. The Orthodox split off in 1054, but Jesus Christ founded a church. Twice in the scriptures and all the gospels we have Jesus mentioned the word church, Matthew 16 and Matthew 18. You are Peter, and upon this rock I'll build my church. Mm-hmm. And so Christ founded a church. He gave his authority to Peter and the apostles, and they continued that church, for 2,000 years now. So I mean, Catholicism was Christianity.
Although I will say that I don't know if a lot of things that you guys talk about is literal or symbolic. Because when you say Jesus said, "On this rock I built my church," was that a literal statement, or was that a statement of authority given to human beings? So who call themselves Christians, and they could carry on the work. I don't know if it meant.
I'll explain to you then, right. And that is that Jesus quoting the Old Testament in this passage, he says, not only say I build my church, I give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. So he's given them the people, and whatever you bind on earth is bound in heaven, whatever you loose on earth is loosed in heaven.
Which I never figured out what that means.
Well, if you look back at Isaiah 22, you'll find out what it means, because Jesus is quoting the Old Testament. And so in the Old Testament, David's kingdom, David was promised the son of his will sit on his throne, for eternity, actually. Mm-hmm. And of course, that's Jesus ultimately. But after David, came Solomon and his sons after that. Well, they had a prime minister, a right-hand man, just like our, government has different people in different positions, to do different things. But so he had a right-hand man who ran the day-to-day operations of the kingdom. But one of them wasn't doing a good job in Isaiah 22, and the king is going to take him out of his position, and he's going to replace him with someone else. And he said, I will give him the key of the kingdom of David, the key of the house of David. Whatever he binds on earth, whatever he opens, no one will shut. Whatever he shuts, no one will open. So he gave him his authority. So basically, Peter's given the authority of Christ, the authority of heaven on earth. I give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. So when you read that in context of the Old Testament, Jesus, who's speaking to all Jews, and is using, he's not misquoting the Old Testament. He's not taking it out of context. He's not twisting it. So it's obvious that he's giving personal authority to Peter. And so Jesus, before he sends into heaven in John's gospel, in chapter 10, Jesus is the good shepherd, right? We know that image very well. Well, in John's gospel, in chapter 21, when Jesus appears after his resurrection, he asks Peter, do you love me? 3 times. And Peter 3 times says, yes, Lord, I love you. And of course, he had denied him 3 times a few days before. So he's given a chance, obviously, to rectify that. But Jesus doesn't just say, I love you too, I forgive you. He says, feed my sheep, tend my flock, feed my flock. So in other words, Jesus is giving his authority over to Peter. In other words, he's the good shepherd. He's not going to leave his flock untended. He's going to send it into heaven. And he told Peter he's going to build the church upon him, and then he gives him his authority. And we see Peter exercising that authority throughout the New Testament. I mean, it's a lot more. Yeah. So
this is good morning on air.
Yes. Hello.
Good morning.
Hello. Morning. Yes. Good morning. Doing great. He's saying
I'm going to say,
the problem with the schools is there's no God.
God say that you all will know that I am God. You all will know that I am God. He didn't skip over nobody where they're concerned. And the last thing I want to say, my friend, my old friend, John of Revelation, he said, I said, John, what you got to say? He said, well, yeah, all I got to say, God, without God, you can do nothing. And believe me, my friend, God, well, I really want to say this too about God. And I saw a dead, small, and great standing before God. And the book was open. And another book was open. And that was the book of life. My friend, remember this. Your life and my life are in the book of life. Whatever we say, whatever we do, it is in the book of life.
All right there, Ed. I am glad you got all that out finally.
Thanks, Ed.
We love you, but that takes a long time. This is radio. Anyway, there is the one of the things, obviously, that in the Bible, there are different sins that some are more egregious than others.
Certainly.
So if you spent your whole life just doing little sins,
we call them venial sins.
Are you better off than
Well, it's just like, it's a relationship. We have a relationship with God, and that established. And of course, Adam and Eve were in union with God. They were created in God's image and likeness. God spoke to Adam in the garden. They had a friendship, a union, and of course, sin broke that union. So they were cast out of the garden. Heaven was closed to them. They disordered human nature. So that was part of that separation that sin causes. Now, just as in marriage, a relationship, you can do some things in marriage that'll upset your spouse a little bit. It's not good for your relationship. It'll harm the relationship, but it won't break the relationship. But there are some things in God, like in John's first letter, he speaks about the fact there are sins that are deadly, and that we believe they kill our souls. They separate us from God. And he said all sin are wrong, but some sins are not deadly. So we believe in, and just like in our culture, we have felonies and misdemeanors. We have, and we know that if I steal $5 or I kill somebody, obviously there's a substantial difference in those acts, and my punishment was different. So, like I said, we do believe there's some sins that separate from God. St. Paul lists, he says, adulterers, idolaters, practicing homosexuals, not in the kingdom of God. He gives a list of those kind of sins that separate from God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But regardless of the sin, doesn't God give us the grace of forgiveness?
Oh, he offers it. Oh my goodness. Look at the cross. The people put him on the cross, they nailed him to the cross, they're mocking him. He says, Father, forgive them. They don't know what to do. Now, did they receive that forgiveness? They had to be repentant. So God offers us forgiveness all the time. The prodigal son's father was waiting for him to come back. When he came back, he received him with open arms. And so no, God loves us. I mean, that's why he sent his son. He sent his son to die for our sins, not because we were so good, because we needed forgiveness. And so, yeah, God is there for us, and he he's done everything he can to provide that mercy and his forgiveness, but we have to cooperate with his grace. Yeah.
I was reading an article yesterday, and it's rare, I know, but
that's good to hear.
I do read something.
Uh-huh.
See, I'm not the kind of guy who can read for leisure.
Uh-huh.
Some people can do it. I just can't do it.
I don't read a lot of
if I ain't looking for something, I ain't looking at it. But this caught my eye, and I want to get you guys' thought on this.
Okay.
It says, reasons why we go through the things we do. Has God turned against the United States? One of our, except for that little segregation thing and that little slavery thing,
we've had our sins.
but for the most part,
we are very blessed.
But we believe in God.
Yeah, right. We're Judeo-Christian.
Now they kind of again, I tell people the formula could be great, but the formulators are not perfect.
Oh yeah.
Okay. But do you believe, by looking at some of the things we've been through, this abortion thing, do you believe that God has somehow smacking us around a little bit because of the things we believe and the things we're turning our girls into boys, our boys into girls, and we convincing us that there are 56 times of genders. Do you believe that?
Basically, I believe what God allows us to walk away from him. And if we walk away from him, we go into a wilderness, and we are subject to all kinds of stupidity and sins, and we hurt ourselves. In other words, if you don't listen to your parents and they tell you not to play in the street, what happens? If you play in the street, you get hit by a car, stuff like that. So, or tell you not to take drugs and you do it anyway, you're going to suffer the consequences. So basically, like I said, God's created us male and female. There's two genders. That's a biological fact. For eternity, we believed that and understood it. We're just smarter than God now. So basically, God's allowed us to go in that direction away from him. And when you get away from God, yeah, you're going to suffer. And we do all kind of stupid things because we push God out of our society. Like I said, we were founded in one nation under God, and our currency, it says, in God we trust. God was central, and we believe in rights endowed by our creator, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. In our founding documents, we see these things. So yeah, you're right. God was certainly a central aspect of our lives, not a state religion, of course. And First Amendment of the Constitution, of course.
Well, what I would say is this: in Matthew 7, Jesus tells his disciples, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven, but he also does the will of my Father who is in heaven." There are a lot of people of every culture, and certainly true in America, that have done horrible things in the name of their version of Christianity. Okay, and even some of them have been Catholic. That doesn't mean they're doing the will of God. Okay, it is incumbent upon every person to accept the will of God and understand what it means for their life. Okay, John Paul II said it this way: truth cannot conflict with truth. Okay, you either find your way to the truth or you find your way into error. Our country is incredibly blessed. It is way more blessed than it deserves to be in a lot of ways. It's our job as Christians, and the same job is the same of the people you have that are not Catholic on this station. It's our job to model what God wants us to be as a country.
We got to take a break. Yep. We'll be right back after this. Our guest is Mr. Brian Petters and Father James Dean from Guadalupe, and Mr. Petters is from St. B. I think you still go there, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I mean, once you belong to the Catholic Church, you just
don't
move.
Parish, you can move from parish to parish.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not taxes. We don't have to, we have to disassociate ourselves with the term.
You gotta move your letter.
You gotta move your.
My mom used to kid about that when she was like St. Pete, growing up. She grew up in St. Peter's, of course, and then we moved to St. Pete when I grew up. But she was threatening to move her letter, to St. Pete when they did some stupid things. Yep. Well, move my letter.
It's funny because every now and then you get a Protestant,
letter from the church saying somebody's, who's joining the church, and, please take them off your rolls. And stuff like that. And like one person, I got one of them last year, I guess. And I wrote back and said, well, he's not even in our register. I've never seen this person. Good luck. It's like, I didn't even know who it was. But, all right. Okay, well, that's your camera up there, huh? Do you use that still? Is it on? Okay. That's cool. So you can get on Facebook and watch this.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha. Kevin, how long were you in the Army? Did you do a career?
I did a short career, but I was retired from military. I did 13 years.
So you have a retirement. That's good. That's good. Was your retirement, like your medical, is that related to your service?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm glad that took care of you.
Well,
I mean, as they do.
They could do a little bit better.
I know, I'm sure.
But then again, there are a lot of folks, here's what I find. I find people can go to the VA and manipulate the hell out of them and get money. And then people who really need it, there are a lot of guys that can't get it.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
And I know that in the past, the past, the VA has been a problem, as we heard.
It's much better than I think they've gone overboard. I know a guy who hurt himself on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Off base.
Right.
Had nothing to do with duty.
Yeah.
And after 35 years, they went back and gave him all back pay.
Wow. Yeah.
I said he was riding a motorcycle. Off base.
I know a guy who was like drunk, and this is a former prisoner's brother, and he was like drunk or something like that, off base, drove into a pool or something like that, hit his head, and got paralyzed. And they took, the military court. And I mean, they just pressed, and they got all these benefits. And I'm like, man, that's like insane. I mean, it's just crazy. I'm with you. So yeah,
I don't get it.
And we're giving away money to all kind of crazy.
Because if you lose a limb, Ryan, they don't consider that. I mean, you would think you get at least 50%.
They don't give you disability for something like
that. They do a little bit, but
I have this ongoing fight with my sister. She wants me to go whine to VJ all the time. And I'm sitting there going, look, they've already lost my records once. I'm not going to give them the second chance to lose my record.
What is it? She wants you to do what?
She wants to go get my VA benefits.
Oh,
and get, But the only thing that would change is the taxation of the retirement, which is okay, but
it's not worth it.
But I don't have any. I mean, I really don't have any service-related disability.
I got you.
Well, we can come up with one for you.
Yeah, yeah, right. I'm sure you get a good lawyer or get a good, representative who does this stuff for a living. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So much
you ought to go get the money.
Yeah, was it a lot or?
No. Hey.
Yeah, much. Yeah, I'm gonna try my big one here. I still only get one there from, but it works.
I'll tell my
about
that.
Yeah, there's no.
So you only get one ear, no matter which one you.
So it's mono. Yeah, it's mono. It's not stereo. And if this kind of stuff, that these three different things are different for stereo, and sometimes if you separations in there where you're connecting different things, and that's why it comes stereo. If you got a couple of those, so and you'll see if you don't have stereo jack, you find you have mono jack, and your jack will not receive. This right here, so split the three.
Oh, so you know that I never even paid that no attention.
Yeah, no, I mean you just gotta communicate it to here, but it's through the jack. And obviously, this jacks are stereo jacks. And they work in stereo before in here. You had the old button.
That's MichiganBusiness.org/radio.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it can condition.
I just added another $400. What'd you drive today?
I drove my wife's car.
I didn't see your truck yet.
Identify
And I gotta have it. He was telling me what else I needed to do, and it cost me $400. So I don't care about that. You know whether it'll be done by lunch because I have to swallow them out.
On News Radio 1450.
Considering where we all have to be, I gotta get it back.
Okay, we are back. Our numbers are 860-1440 is our number. Let's go to phones. Good morning. Who's this?
Hello.
Good morning. Yeah.
Okay. No, loving everyone, that is so important. I mean, Jesus loved everyone, and everybody didn't love him, of course. He came to save the world. He died for all of our sins, even those who weren't appreciative of it. But, and on the cross, when Jesus was being persecuted and being killed and being jeered at, he prayed, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what to do. So he wasn't going to let them infect him with their hatred, their evil, So he loved them to the end, and that's the way God is. God is love, and he abides in love, abides in God, and God in him, as we read in 1 John. But so God is love, and we're created in the image of God, so we're created to love. And if we don't love, we don't really live a full human life, because that's what we're created to do, to love. And also we find peace and joy. If I don't let other people, and there's so many problems in the world, so many people are, people don't do good things to other people. But if I just dwell on that, it just steals my joy and my peace. And then, you're thinking about getting back at someone, and, we can never get justice perfectly in this world, of course. So we have to give it to God. He'll take care of it all in the end. But we're created to love, and we're never going to find peace and joy unless we truly love and not let people infect us, with anything opposite of that.
Good morning, you're on air.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Uh-huh. Okay. Right, from Mobile. Uh-huh. Yeah, a very good question. Very good question. And in the Catholic Church is a little bit different than like another church because, you have leadership in other churches that kind of vote on things and decide what's, kind of right and wrong. And, some people are for some things and some aren't. And so you get the separation and you split. But in the Catholic Church, Christ gave the Holy Spirit to Peter and his apostles, at Pentecost, and they went out, preached the gospel, and he prayed they may be one as he and the Father are one in John 17, of course. And when the controversy of circumcision came up in Acts 15, Peter settled that, and everybody was silent after he spoke on the topic. So we do have that authority. Well, the thing is, we have teachings that are established by Christ, and they're passed down through the church. So we have the Catechism of the Catholic Church, which I'm holding in my hand right now, and it's very clear on abortion, homosexuality, and all that stuff. And even the Pope has said at times, he said abortion is like hiring a hitman.
You know, he's also said that marriage between a man and a woman. Now, maybe like President Biden, you know, he says things offhand that are just kind of out there, and so he'll say things like that. And throughout history, if we had a microphone in front of every pope all the time, I'm sure you would hear other crazy things. But it's not teachings of the Catholic Church. So yeah, yeah. Yep.
I think that's assuming.
No,
I think that's assuming a lot.
The media also has been honest.
First of all, I don't think the media is honest about all that discussion. I don't necessarily think that. I am not the Pope. I do not understand everything he does pastorally. That was true of every Pope in my lifetime. I don't understand everything they do pastorally. But no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can.
You can.
You can. A lot of people. The chain of command of the Catholic Church is not what you think it is. Yeah. It's not a military chain of command. The archbishops have authority over their diocese, and the Pope. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. There's nothing that Archbishop Rodi could do to force the Archbishop in Washington to sanction President Biden if that Archbishop doesn't want to. Okay, that is a pastoral question. It's not a doctrine question, and the only splits that happen are over doctrine.
But also, I would say that some of our leaders, and that's throughout history, are not that strong.
We've had some, right? You know, whatever you think of Pope Francis, whether you like him or if you think he's a really bad Pope, we've had much worse popes.
Yeah, but I mean,
they haven't changed the doctrine.
Right.
That's
Christ is guaranteed. The church will be indefectible on doctrine. So
right.
Yeah, those doctrines aren't going to change. The popes aren't going to change.
But it does seem like to me, along with it, I'm going to agree with him in a way. It does seem like to me that the Catholic Church is political when it needs to be political, and biblical when it needs to be biblical.
No, I think the church teaches what's right, and I mean I believe that. But the thing is, unfortunately, you're right. I mean, leaders they're human. They're subject to the.
But that's why we're not subject to the whims of humans. We're subject to the Word of God.
No, I agree totally.
Well, but consider this. Let's look at the way the controversy happened with Speaker Pelosi being told that she cannot receive communion. Okay, that essentially created about a week and a half of essentially half of this country saying that the Catholic Church is at war with America. You think it would be better? You think that would happen easier if he did it if the Pope did it even openly with Biden? I'm not saying he shouldn't do it. Again, I'm not the pastoral leader. What I'm saying is that if you're going to do something like that, you better be ready for all the pushback and be ready to push back against it.
But there's a saying that, at some point in our lives, we all got to stand for something, and sometimes we got to stand alone.
I'm not debating that point. I'm not even saying that I agree with the idea of what I just said, that he shouldn't say anything. What I'm saying is that's not my call. I haven't been voted to be Pope.
But I was saying, and Kevin, what you're saying is, the church teaches very firmly and faithfully this truth, and it always has and always will teach that. So there'll be no division on the church's teaching. Certainly, some leaders are weaker than others, and some are more, maybe politically, aware and too much bound to that, or guided by that, which is terrible. So we're always in bad leaders.
Could we assume then that if great teachings are good, we love those. But it's sort of like my argument with the school system. If you have rules and you don't implement those rules,
certainly, yep, I agree totally.
Then are you Are you what you say you are?
Yeah, you're undermining it. I agree totally. And the problem with the Catholics, who are prominent, like politicians receiving communion, is that it is a very bad practice, right? It's a bad example, and it is not living out what we know.
We got to go. Sorry. We'll be
Okay.
back.
All right. God bless. Man.
I feel the frustration. I really do.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see it. I mean,
But
I feel more.
but God has not elected me yet.
Yeah, no. But even we can reflect on it. Like
But it ain't just the Catholic Church. It's everything in our society.
But we have a special grace and authority, and also the teaching. We have that. We know it, and it's like we need to proclaim it. We need to enforce it in the church. It's ridiculous. I agree totally. I'm going to say I'll say it on there.
I mean, either you believe it or you don't believe it.
I'll refrain from my snarky comment, which was, of course, it's possible the Catholic Church could have split. It's already done it 1,500 times with the creation of the Protestants.
Yeah. 47,000.
Yeah, well, that's true.
47,000.
47,000 times with the creation of the Protestants.
Well, I guess they split themselves after they split.
Right.
But a few off the way. Yeah, a few.
But like I said, that was a little bit more snarky than he was really wanting to hear.
No, I know. But I mean, no, he makes a good point. But the thing he doesn't realize is that the church is the unity of the church is preserved by Christ. It's not because we're so smart or we're so clever or we're so good. So it really is. We believe it's preserved by Christ, and even though we don't deserve it and we do stupid things to undermine it, we have that
I'm
truth.
Deborah
and grace.
Rodriguez, a Florida
and they'll
judge
stay
hears
together, but
arguments
we
today
need
on the
better
latest
leaders.
bid by
I mean,
Donald
it's got,
Trump's legal team
look at
to have a
David,
special master review White House documents found at Mar-a-Lago. Correspondent Stephen Portnoy is in West Palm Beach.
As the Justice Department signals it is
I don't think in my lifetime that I've ever seen anybody go after a president of the United States like this.
What I just said about the Pope sanctioning President Biden is exactly this. This is what's inspired me. I don't know that the National Archives and the DOJ have their ducks in a row, showing them that this was worthy. I'm not saying Trump is right. I'm saying you better have your ducks in a row.
But it just seemed like to me, though, that I have never seen a whole apparatus against one guy.
Well, wait until 2024 when you start hearing people say, "Why can't DeSantis be a reasonable Republican like Trump was?" You're already starting to hear, "Oh, DeSantis is worse than Trump because he actually believes it." You're already starting to hear that.
I like this.
Oh yeah.
Give me somebody who speaks plain English.
Yeah.
Say what you mean what you say.
Some good common sense.
And I think Trump's part of Trump's problem. It was Trump. Part of Trump problem.
It was. No. He was his own worst.
But what he stood for, I'm all for
His
it.
policies were great.
Yeah.
Policies were great.
Yeah, what he
But
stood for,
unfortunately, he said all the stupid things, and that just got him riled up. I mean, he was taunting him, and they went for debate, but unfortunately, in the end,
It's kind of like if Brian had been a general, he couldn't say the things that a major does.
yeah,
He can thank him.
So now, even in retirement, can you say things? I know people serving in the military really can't say things.
I don't know about the officer corps.
If as an officer, if I say things that are an outright contempt of the President of the United States, and there is a level where they could bring me back on active duty court-martial.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Wow.
I don't think NCOs. I don't think
the NCOs don't. No, because it doesn't. NCOs
because
don't have
ours
to-
was an enlistment, and at some point that
Right.
enlistment was up.
Right.
Officers are officers.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the contempt for the president rules come from, but mostly because the soldier's right is to complain. So if you start talking about contempt for officers and elected officials and soldiers, it would never end. You would court-martial on every one of them.
All right.
Yeah, I've heard that they could bring you actually back
They
on
can
active
actually
duty.
bring you back on.
Yeah. Wow. That's interesting. Yeah, and I guess I knew they could bring you back on active duty in wartime or something like that. Like, say you retired, and 3 weeks later they need you. I knew they could do that. But,
To a certain age.
But yeah, but I
To a
didn't
certain,
realize
and depending on what your job is. I think officers can be brought back onto their 60.
Was
I
that right?
believe 60.
I think that's right.
And
But that's law. That's not
Right.
the commission. The commission
This administration would, man, what they do, it's insane. I mean, the way he's talking and the way he's talking
talking about, you know, of course, MAGA Republicans, all stuff against democracy. I mean, where's your evidence? What did they do against democracy? I mean,
Yeah.
Well, you won't be able to vote in 3 weeks.
Well, the word democracy has been misused forever, and we don't have a democracy.
We're a republic. I know it.
But they like using the word because they know that Americans just
they like that. Yeah,
they like that word. But
yeah, they like that. Yeah.
Because it is a fact that the greatest enemies of the United States have been anti-democratic. So if you can tar your political enemy with being anti-democratic, right? Well, but of course, what they're defining as fascist is you need an ID to vote.
Yeah,
oh,
right.
Come on.
Right.
I know. You've seen the list of things you need ID for. You buy alcohol.
But, by the way, if I had to show a vaccine card in New York City to go eat at a McDonald's, you can stuff. You don't need an ID to vote right where you don't shine, because that's the argument is over. That argument is
here's the
over.
most fascinating thing about the Democratic Party: Black people make up less of a minority than we used to a long time ago. We make up 12%. We used to make 13%, and it looks like we use every excuse. If you want to use the word racism, whatever the case may be, they use Black people. But Black folks have no political power in America right now. None. If you gay, if you transgender, you got the power.
White men and black men.
Right. So I can't understand. They only use Black people when they want to put this facade that they're looking out for us.
The mayor, I was listening to you before it came yesterday. The mayor of Jackson, Mississippi, stood up and said, "I want to make Jackson the most radical city in the world."
Well, he got it.
Yeah. Well, he got it.
Yeah, he got it right now.
And your caller that said the white people have got everybody on that system's got to boil their water. White, black, brown, Asian.
Yeah.
I think he's an African or something, because he's got an African name.
He's
Bombay or whatever.
Yeah,
I did remember
no,
that name.
he's not from Africa though.
He's not.
I don't think so. I doubt it.
Maybe that's
He's one of those Ibram Kendi types that has
changed his name.
That changed their name, and
it ain't Malcolm X. It's something else.
Wow, that's wild. I mean, I saw that too. They boiled the water.
And he's been mayor since 17.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a nut.
Too wild to screw everything up, I guess. It's good to do to me. Go ahead. We'll be here. That's too much. Golly, that's crazy. And you look at things like California, where they just said, all electric cars, what, 2035, whatever it is. Anyway, and they told everybody not to.
Well, by the way, don't park charge your electric car.
Turn your power off.
It's nuts.
I know it. It's like I just don't understand how the media who does not expose this stuff. Do they think they're just going to escape out, like you said, like in Mississippi and Jackson? Everybody's boiling their water, right? So is the media not boiling their water? Do they not realize the consequence of these stupid things?
They don't.
I mean, there's tied in an agenda, and it's just golly, it's just insanity. It's just insanity.
Don't miss Sean Hannity. Biden incoherently adheres live.
Man, we need a president getting in and just hack everything up. I mean, just end all these programs and end all the and put them all back on the same level. Subsidiarity. But if Jackson, Mississippi wants to be like that, let them vote their leaders in and let them do it, and let them kill themselves. Let them, destroy their place. But don't enforce. Hey, gummit. The liberals just can't stand just to destroy themselves. They got to destroy everybody.
Okay, so he took over for his dad.
Oh, okay.
He didn't change his name. His dad changed his name.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Kevin,
yeah.
The mayor of Jackson, Mississippi, did not change his name. His dad changed his name from Edwin Taliaferro to Chikowe Lumumba. Okay, and then his son, he became the mayor of Jackson, Mississippi, and his dad became mayor in 2013, and then his son was elected in 2017.
Wait a minute, so they had all black folks running that place.
And the current mayor is a graduate of Tuskegee.
Oh.
That deals with that doesn't with the racist thing.
I tell you what, I mean, it's just
that's just a convenient excuse. Every time we screw something up, we want to blame racism for that.
Blame somebody else, Never. I mean, Biden's never taken responsibility for anything.
Nothing.
Anything. I mean, you cut off the Keystone pipeline immediately, you know, and you make it dependent on Russia and other people for oil, you know, Saudi Arabia, whatever. And it's just insane. And like I said, in Jackson, like I said, everybody's blowing the water, right?
Yeah.
The liberals not realize that all these stupid policies are going to affect them. They think they're going to be above
Well,
it somehow. Now, the rich ones, obviously, somebody's blowing their water.
Here's the thing.
Somebody's blowing their water. Yeah, no.
Bad municipal policy hurts poor people,
Of course.
who are
They can't get
who
out.
are disproportionately black. It hurts poor people worse than it hurts rich people.
Of course.
Because they don't have the resources to
To do it. You get out
to
of
do
it. Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Right.
Have
The
a
idea
house
of-
in the,
yeah.
have a house on the lake, you know, 30 miles outside
Abolish the
Jackson.
police.
And the poor folks gonna suffer.
The
Oh, yeah,
poor
hell
folks are
yeah.
gonna suffer because they're the ones getting murdered.
Yeah, I know it. It's ridiculous. I mean, it is. I don't, again, like you said, I don't know how they keep black people in the Democratic Party. I mean, I get, you know, it's just, especially, I tell you, there's so many good, like, black churches are very spiritual, you know, and they're very much, you know, family oriented and stuff like that. You know, I think to me, the people I've met, there's a real spirituality, you know, natural spirituality.
Well, there used to be a belief in what we say we believe, because that was the only thing that black folks had to believe in was God.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes elevation,
Yeah, it can
societal,
affect everybody. Yeah.
it can.
Right, it does. And also government handouts and crap like that.
Yeah.
They've enslaved. It's enslavement. And to all people, but not just black people. I mean, you know, it's like you can stay in your situation, we'll keep giving you stuff. You know, and then they have to keep voting for them.
Because the Democrats never have a plan but another program.
Yeah. Right.
And programs sooner or later end.
Yeah. Well, non-government programs.
Yeah.
They don't
What it's
Well,
supposed to.
they don't ever
They're talking about $1 billion to fix the water in Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh, really?
I could build a whole flipping building.
We could build another
I could
town.
build a town for $1 billion. People don't understand how much $1 billion is.
Right. I think Tom Monahan had $1 billion. He built Opera Marine, built a whole town.
Right.
Yep. Man, that is crazy. I just don't see how people can. I mean, I guess, like I said, liberals are above it, like the flying their own planes, you know, private planes, stuff like that, and they're using, you know, all the fuel and ozone, whatever. But the pollution.
You know, Old Gore flies around a lot in his airplane with using his carbon credits.
I know. It's so crazy. I remember his house uses like 25 times a normal, like a house. Yeah, it's just crazy.
It's a grift.
How can you
They
not
don't believe it.
But how can you
They
not
don't
see
believe
it?
it.
Oh, no, they know it.
They know
Would they have
they're
to-
crooks.
What they'd have to do, yeah, right. No, they'd have to change their lives immediately. If they really believe that we're destroying the world, the ozone, or whatever, they'd have to. But they don't. You're right. They're right. They're just selling it, you know, and they're going to be above it, and they're not going to be affected. You know how much a private jet costs, Kevin? I was talking to somebody who like this company makes them. He says like the cheapest model is like 65 million.
Yeah.
I mean, a private jet. You know, I'm talking about a Learjet type.
Yeah.
Thing. I'm like, that's the bottom line. I think that's what he told me. But that was like,
I believe that.
yeah, like
Right,
I'll take two. I'll take two. Yeah. I mean, let me reach in my back pocket here, get my wallet out.
Sometimes rich people just have too much money.
Well, yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know what too much money, but they
use it in that way.
But if it wasn't for rich people, though, poor people wouldn't have a jet.
No, we need people with money.
Yeah,
We use it in the right way. Yeah, I mean, but
yeah, we need.
This,
I ain't mad at it.
And no, I'm not either. We're a capitalistic society, and if you have now, what I don't like is the politicians getting rich on selling their influence. You know, I mean, you go into politics for nothing.
Why are we investigating people? Why are we spending so much money investigating people that got rich in business when we're not investigating people that got rich in government?
Yeah, no, yeah.
And I've had a nice government cushy job for a long time. I get it, but I'm not getting.
You ain't getting rich off of it.
I ain't getting paid
Yeah.
$700,000 a year either.
Where's my thing at right there? Okay, we are back. Good morning, everybody. I guess I'm on Father James Dean, who is from Guadalupe Catholic Church. So if you're out on base and you're looking for a good Catholic church to join, I can't think of a. Well, we got St. Bede and Guadalupe. They all about the same thing. You know, they preach the same thing every Sunday. Unlike the Baptist church, we don't know what they're going to be preaching this Sunday. But we know the Catholic church, anywhere in the world, they teach the same thing.
Same readings.
Same reading.
But obviously, everybody's going to preach a little differently.
Yeah, a little different. Yeah. Well, we're glad of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we're talking about Catholicism. If you got any questions, you may think about becoming one. Somebody asked me the other day that what is the most, I was reading something on Reddit or Quora or one of those. They said, what is the most aesthetically pleasing religion? And I'd have to say that the Catholic Church got a lot of nice purple robes and stuff like that. We like that. We like that thing. A lot of regalness up there. Now, I hope the stuff you're putting out's good. But, you know, and the Catholic light people, the Methodists, you know, they're kind of Catholic light.
Yeah, Catholic light, less more. What is that? More taste, less filling.
Yeah.
That's Catholic light. That was the light beer commercial.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, good morning. Who's this? Yes.
Hello. Hello. All right. It's a compliment for you if he does that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I have not. I don't know.
No, I have not.
Yep. Ooh. All right. Oh, to keep the baby is. Oh no, certainly. I mean, keeping a baby. If someone can't support a child, they should put the child for adoption. Certainly. I mean, adoptions are okay.
I know what your point is, but we're.
Oh, okay. Okay. I would say that child is not the perpetrator of this act of incest, and the child should not be punished for the sins of their father. So I don't think you should kill somebody because their father did something wrong. Again, yeah, I don't think you should kill somebody because somebody else is taking drugs.
There are a lot of drug babies that have turned out just to be perfectly normal.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe it should be the person. I would say it's personal decision of the person who has that life, you know, and I wouldn't recommend anybody kill themselves, but I don't think I have the right to kill somebody else as my personal decision, you know. But that's a whole.
That's an entirely different conversation.
That is, yeah. No, it's not.
Okay,
because there's guilty life and innocent life.
So the Catholic Church is generally against
the death penalty. Yeah.
But even in that, you read the Catechism of the Catholic Church, there is a distinction between the death penalty and abortion. Voluntary abortion is always intrinsically evil. Okay?
What's that? That what? I don't think anyone's allowed to kill other people. I mean, they shouldn't be.
But
it's actually not her body.
It's not her body.
It's actually a different body. Matter of fact, it has different heartbeat, different brain waves, a lot of times different blood types.
Here's the thing.
It's not her body.
Here's the thing. Abortion denies the intrinsic nature of humanity. It is clearly a sign of the fallen that a woman turns against her baby, whether that baby is born or unborn. Okay, we need to work.
What's that? But the situation doesn't change the fact.
The situation doesn't change that fact.
It doesn't change the fact that you're killing a human being. It doesn't change that fact. And I don't think you have a right to kill another human being. Yeah. Anyway,
I agree with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Okay. See you later. Good morning. Who's this? I didn't. Did I hang up on?
No, you don't hang
No.
up.
Hello.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Yep. You're on the air.
That's you. That's you.
Yep. Okay, there's a just war theory. You can look it up online, and it has different criteria for entering a war. And it has, there's like 7 different criteria. So a war is a last resort to stop an unjust aggressor. So like if Hitler's killing, 6 million Jews, or, and he killed 11 million people total, a lot of them were Catholic actually, also pre-Stephen. So, if someone's killing other people and aggressing against them, we have to stop them. And if war is the only way to do that, it would be a just war, where it's a last resort, and you're doing it to save lives, not innocent people. No. As a matter of fact, one of the aspects of just war is you cannot aggressively attack, and it has to be just happens to kill innocent people. You attack the aggressor.
You have to be just. You have to be just inside the battle. You attack combatants. You don't attack innocent civilians.
Yeah.
One of the problems we've had since Vietnam is that combatants are not always clearly marked out.
Right.
As in just war theory, and it involves it speaks to the Geneva Convention, that it led to the Geneva Convention. All combatants have to be clearly marked as combatants. Okay, the insurrections in Vietnam and Iraq and Afghanistan didn't do that. But the church was very much against the war in Iraq, not so much against the war in Afghanistan, because they understood the American population had been attacked. But that doesn't mean the church looked away and said that there aren't things in Afghanistan that were done that we shouldn't have done. So,
Yep. No, not necessarily. Not right. Yeah, they're both innocent. Yeah, but abortion doesn't undo the crime done to her. It doesn't make that right, and that child is still valuable.
And here, right, you're making the argument that the value of the child themselves comes from their own health. That's not the case. Every person, healthy, unhealthy, is made in the image and likeness of God. We don't say, oh, because you're mentally retarded, you don't matter anymore, we can kill you. That's eugenics. Let me tell you,
women will say this
my
too.
wife will say it way more strongly than I will.
I know people who are at childbearing age that'll say that.
That's right.
That's it. And what's that? Yeah.
I wouldn't like it, but I would welcome
the person needs to be prosecuted for rape, obviously, and put in jail. But the child is not the father. The child has not done anything wrong. You can't kill somebody for the sins of their father. And in other words, if somebody put a gun at your head, I could tell the person you should not kill him. And I think we should legislate against someone killing you. Now, it's not my life. You're not, you can't tell me what to do. You can't say that. Yeah, I can. I can say you shouldn't kill other human beings. No one should kill other human beings. It's biology. Yeah.
Of course not,
Not that
because
she's gonna do it.
what happens is when you do abortion on a woman, it undermines her dignity as a woman. I had some research done on that where the women who had abortions after rape felt violated a second time, and those who gave birth felt a victory over that evil. And many of them put the baby up for adoption. You don't have to raise that baby, but others have raised the baby also. But yeah, that doesn't make any sense to be able to kill a child because of the sins of their father. We don't do that kind of thing. All right. Would you leave all murder up to individuals? So you say somebody's got a gun shooting people? That's your choice. You can shoot people.
So let's peel that onion back a little bit. A lot of the ways that people are formulating kind of the point you're making is you shouldn't, quote unquote, legislate morality. Okay. The problem with that argument is all law is morality. All law is legislation of morality. By saying that we think that every one of them, by saying that we're going to make stealing illegal, we're saying that the power of the United States is going to punish those who do what we have now deemed to be immoral.
Yeah.
Okay. What we are saying is so the whole argument of you can't make that argument for that woman. Of course we can. And all law is based on that.
Yeah.
You know, I may have somebody down the street that I don't like. I can't go shoot him. That would be wrong. And he can't come shoot me.
Let's take another call. Good morning. Who's this?
Very good.
Well, I didn't start this, but probably not. But someone else brought it up. But that was the Old Testament, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna we're not gonna pay attention to the New Testament. Yeah. But we don't have a disagreement with that. Nobody here has a disagreement with that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's the bottom line. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, the more biology we understand and DNA, and we look into the womb with fetoscope, we can see the unborn baby and the eyes and the ears and the nose. We can detect the brain waves and the heartbeat, stuff like that. The more intelligent we get, the stupider we act, and the more sinful. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a great video called No, go ahead there. There's a great video called The Eclipse of Reason. I'm sorry. Yep. There's a great video called The Eclipse of Reason, and I think it's actually on YouTube. I can't believe it's still there. But it is about abortion, and it's documentary, and Dr. Nathanson, who was involved with Roe v. Wade getting passed, and was the director of the largest abortion clinic in North America for 2 years, claiming ultimate responsibility for 75,000 abortions. He and other abortionists are on there saying that they have changed their practice, and they're horrified what they did, and they couldn't deny any longer the humanity of the unborn child. It's a great. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, rape and incest. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
All right. Hey, appreciate it. Let me ask you guys a question. There's a difference between, is it just to make a woman who's been raped, is it justice to make her have that child?
Again, we believe that child is an individual human being,
Right.
Than the mother.
I got that. I'm
So
saying
that-
it. But is it
say,
just?
Yeah, we would say so because that child deserved life. She doesn't. I mean, is it just to kill a child?
No,
But
that's
it all depends on how you define justice. If you're defining justice as the person who is guilty of the crime is the one who is punished, then the baby is not guilty of the crime.
Right.
The baby is just exists.
But the woman is a victim of the crime.
I understand that, but what that argument leads to is the idea, and we see this a lot in a lot of feminist discussion, that childbirth itself is a burden or is a crime against women. Okay, again, you're denying the humanity of women when you do that. You're denying their essence, their dignity separate from men.
I guess just would be, is it a fair application of what is reasonable, what is right, and what is moral to have someone they walking down the street, somebody yanks them by the head, rapes them, impregnates them. Is it justice
I would
to make them do that?
I would say, first of all, they need support.
Right.
First of all, you need to prosecute the criminal and really give them justice in that sense. And secondly, you need to help them to understand, that is human life. And pregnancy is not terminal. It doesn't last forever. It does end. I mean, terminal in the sense of it's not fatal. So it will end. It's not forever. And so you have a child within you. What do you do? That's the question. Can you kill that child? We just don't think that's a good idea.
Take one more call. Get money on air.
How many people die in childbirth? Yeah.
Yeah,
it's insane. In other words, listen to this idea. The idea that I'm not a woman, I can't say anything about that. I'm not a thief, so I can't say anything about a thief. I'm not a murderer, I can't say anything about murder being wrong. Is that true? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
We have both. We have made it clear that we're against the death penalty.
Yeah,
but I will tell you,
that's not even.
I will tell you, the strongest pro-life people in the world were women.
Yeah.
You've been saying everything, yeah. The Jews okay with abortion? Wow, there it is. Who's more least than that child in the womb? That's exactly right. That's right.
I think that's a different. I think that's a different issue.
Who is
though.
more least than the child in the womb? That's a great point. Thank you, caller, for proving our point.
Listen, I have got to go to my last. I got to go to my
least.
last break, but we'll be back right after this. Oh yeah, Father Dean has got to run.
I got to
so
call somebody and see if I got to get out.
Oh, okay. We'll be back.
Yep. Anyway, you may get that guy again. Good luck. Yeah.
Well,
you know what I should have said? You know what I should have said? And I didn't think about it right now. Maybe I shouldn't have said it because God didn't describe me at the time. But I'll bet you that guy's been involved in abortion.
I bet he has.
You know what?
Somewhere along the line.
Yeah. I'll bet he has.
Benefited.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would say yeah. Anyway, thanks, Kev. Man, you know, what time do you come back on?
A couple minutes here.
2 or 10 or?
I got to turn my sound here.
I can wait a couple minutes. I want to say that.
Hey, I'm on a commercial break. What's up?
Kevin, what's the time on the?
About
5 minutes. 5 minutes. I'll make one more comment before I go. Okay. Just
clouds mixing in. There's about a 30% chance of showers and storms that would make.
Although I see both. I just, to me, it seems very unfair. A woman gets attacked.
Yeah, I understand.
And I'm against abortion 100%.
But
is it But is it just?
Yeah.
To make her
you're in a situation that's unjust, period. In other words, the whole thing is bad. I mean, the question is, which option? No, you have no good options left. You know,
but shouldn't that decision be left up to the woman?
See, because I think the child is not.
I hear you, but she's the one that's been transgressed.
I agree.
Shouldn't she decide?
No, I agree totally. Let's say you robbed. You know, now you go, then you finally got robbed. You didn't kill him. You know, now the thing is,
what your light bill was.
I know, yeah. But in other words, I can't leave that up to you. You know, to make that decision. You've been hurt
because we're not impartial.
And you've been hurt. You've been hurt. You're mad.
In fact, I've been kicked off juries because it was a theft issue, and my dad had been stolen from.
Was it that case?
No, it wasn't that case. It was
I see what you mean. You had that experience.
I had that experience.
I got you.
My dad's caretaker wrote a check for $5,000.
So you would not be right. So you would not be objective,
right? And
or they would see that and say,
I was thrown off because they thought I would be objective.
Listen, I need to get out of here. I wanted to say that to the guy, but to say I think abortion's a great idea that men thought of. You know, so I want to say that. I'm gonna wait. I got a few minutes. I don't have mass at 9.
Thinking about life insurance?
I gotta come in
What if you
work
could
on
make
something
one
at the
free
church, but
phone
somebody else is
call
gonna be
and
with
learn the
the show.
best price from up to
But
10
I
price
gotta say that.
competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call
Yeah,
select.
abortion is a boon for irresponsible men.
It is certainly no child payments, no.
Because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $22 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino, and believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-890-6688. That's 800-890-6688. 800-890-6688. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Or parts may vary depending on your health issue.
What's going on these days?
There's nothing like hearing the songs you
Spent
love.
last weekend moving Ben into a new
No subscriptions.
apartment down in Biloxi.
What
What does he do there?
He's working.
Stop the music.
He's working
Past this bill would
as
tax your local radio station simply to play
receiving
music
clerk
you
at
love.
Boomtown
Text
Casino.
local to 52886.
So where I was going
And ask
was
Congress to support local radio stations.
that's a woman saying that.
Connected to the
Yeah,
music
of course, no, it is, yeah, we'll bring that up.
you need each day.
Well, then again, but she's
I couldn't
pregnant.
get. I couldn't get. Yeah,
I should
I know, but
But that's what, yeah, it's always a reason. There's always a reason why that's not, you know.
So my wife was the one that put that bumper sticker on our car for a long time.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think which one I had on mine, but, one of those too.
Using what you've got is
But that doesn't mean she couldn't be raped. In fact, she's a nun. Doesn't mean she couldn't be raped, and some have been.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's true. That's true. Even more so. Yeah, probably. Because it's really against their nature.
Right.
So if a nun gets raped, we make them have the child.
They would have the child. They would happily have the child.
Yeah,
Most nuns that I know would happily have the child.
No, I think so too. I'm not saying.
Well, that is true. The child didn't do that.
So don't wait. Make an appointment. For just $99, you get a medical.
But neither did the woman.
No, I know.
That just gotta have
She's
it.
in a bad circumstance.
Yeah.
There's no. That's the thing about it. You can't like make it right. You know, you're not going to be able to make it right. Period. And like you said, abortion. And
You see miracles all the
did
time
research
at our
on that.
children's hospital.
It said abortion doesn't unrape a woman.
That's why it's raised children.
Well, okay.
So
That's true.
In other words, you're saying you're going to correct it somehow. You're not. You're just going to exacerbate it. And I mean, you go in there, woman, and you take her baby out. She moves. That's, you know, and I'm just talking about from women's experience that I know of. Everyone knows.
On News Radio 1440.
Okay, we are back.
Kevin, I just had to kind of comment on the last caller that's called a couple of times now about this. And first of all, like we said, it's like 1% of pregnancies, you know, or you know, that's what the previous caller talked about, and that's about right. That are products of rape, you know, that are aborted. But I would say abortion in general is he's talking about women's decision, is really supported by men, because irresponsible men who get women pregnant don't want to pay child support, especially outside of marriage, and they don't maybe want to be connected to this person the next 18 years. So I think abortion is more of a man's supportive issue. Women who get pregnant, they know the intrinsic value of the life within them. They feel the kick, you know, they have this relationship with the child, their body changes, all this kind of stuff. So they have an intimate connection with this child. And I've talked to women who've had abortions who were forced almost by the man who got them pregnant, you know, even being threatened with a gun, you know, because they don't, like I said, they don't want responsibilities. I think abortion, contrary to not being a man's issue, I think it's very much supported by men for that reason. And also, so I think a lot of people support it because of the fact that either maybe they've been involved in the past, or, you know, and they want to justify that, or, you know, they just don't want the responsibility. So I think abortion is very much, you know, a man's.
So the silent partner in this is a man someplace.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he has a, you know, if a man is messing around with a girl, you know, something like that, he has, and she gets pregnant, she's broken. He needs to go get her fixed so he doesn't have to, you know, no responsibility. So I think it's very much a man's issue, unfortunately, on the wrong side of it, like the caller was.
Yeah. Okay.
And abortion, as we talked about in the break, abortion doesn't unrape a woman. They think it corrects it somehow. It doesn't, just violates her a second time. You know. Yeah. So anyway.
All right. Let me take a call right quick. Good morning on air.
Good morning.
What are people fighting for? Okay, if a woman has a child and the child is, well, if a woman has a child and the child's 5 days old, if a woman has a baby and the baby's 5 days old, does she have a right to kill that child? If a woman has a baby and the baby's 5 days old, does she have a right to kill that child?
Okay, let me answer. Let me ask you a question. Let me answer your question. Let me answer your question. Let me answer your question.
Don't ask me any questions. That's pretty funny.
Let me answer your question.
Yeah.
Okay, are you gonna let them? Wait a minute. Are you gonna let them talk?
Man does not determine whether you're going to go to hell because you have an abortion. Okay, no, wait a minute. Let me answer the question.
Yeah, that's the question.
God has made it very clear what he believes you can. God has made it very clear.
Let them talk a little bit here.
God has made it very clear through his church.
See, it's a silent culture. You don't silence the opposition because you can't combat them. Yeah.
God has made it very clear through his church that abortion is evil and is going to send you to hell. But you have the opportunity to go to reconciliation and be received.
Obviously, Brenda, you guys are not going to agree on this, and so in this sense,
that's that whole cancel culture. You want to talk long enough with others.
But also, let me say this. Let me say this. One of the things that's most dangerous about certain areas of Protestantism and certain areas of American culture is this entire idea that there's no way for us to know what God wants us to do.
Oh, it's reasonable, right and wrong.
It's clear in the scriptures and in the teachings of the church for the first 1900 years that abortion was wrong. No question about this. It's clear in the scriptures that abortion is wrong. Okay? You can't then turn around and say, well, that's just between me and God. It is between you and God. I don't want you to think that you have any good part of that argument. Because if you're not repentant of such a sin, then you are endangering yourself of God saying, then you no longer have the ability to be with me.
Yeah, I can't answer all this. Go back and tell you whether if you need a used car, if you need a pre-loved automobile, there's only one place in town to get one, and that would be J.L. Lane Truck and Auto. J.L. Lane Truck and Auto, located at 208 Gun Road here in Montgomery, 272-4313. You want a car, you can buy there, you can pay there, you can get all your needs met for your car right there. They've been cleaned, they've been cleared of all known issues. They've been going through a rigorous inspection process. So if you're ready to go, if you're ready to ride, go to 208 Gun Road. I'll see you later, Father. 208 Gun Road, and check them out. 272-4313. 272-4313 is the number. Okay. If they don't have it, you can ask Steve, can they get it for you? Okay. That's all I can tell you. So again, JL Lane Truck and Auto. Go online, jllanetruckandauto.com, and you'll find all the inventory right there, right now. Okay. Again, 272-4313. Ask for Steve. You can't get anybody else. Okay. Okay, then. Let's get a couple calls out of the way so I can move on. Good morning. All right, we'll do that. But I got to take another call because you already had one already. Good morning. Who's this?
That is one answer. Adoption is a morally acceptable answer for an unwanted baby. Adoption is a morally. I would, if I don't have a daughter, but if my daughter decided to keep a child of rape, I would help her raise that child as if it were my grandchild. Legitimately, it would be my grandchild. No, I'm not trying to put the problem off on somebody else.
What do you mean problem?
What do you mean I don't know? I'm telling you that adoption. Okay, so here's the deal. No. Here's the deal. Every moral question, there is a proper way to handle it and an improper way to handle it.
Well,
again, what did I say? I said that if no. Listen to what I said. I said that that I could support my daughter in her choice whether to give up the baby for adoption or to keep it. I would support her. Okay, I would not support her to abort the baby because I believe that is murder. Okay. No, it is a choice, but it's an immoral choice.
Yeah, I mean, you can walk out, you can walk out your house right now and shoot somebody. That's your choice.
Yeah.
But it's not a good choice. And I would say to the other caller about men not being able to say anything about abortion, I'm not black, Kevin. You can see this.
That's it.
And I've never been a slave, and I don't know if any of my family have ever been. They could have been a slave, but and so I can't say anything about slavery being wrong since I'm not subject to slavery.
Mm.
No, I can say slavery is wrong. Even though I'm not not black and that hadn't been part of my history. But so it doesn't make any sense to say since you're a man you can't say anything about killing a baby. That just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, that was the last thing.
Right. Sorry about that. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. That's a moral stance, isn't it? That's not a political, that's a moral stance.
That was Father Dean that asked that question. He's a white man, but it doesn't matter. He's a white man that wears black all the time. We believe that homosexual acts are always intrinsically evil, and that the attraction between homosexuals is inherently disordered, but that they need to be dealt with compassion. That's what we believe. No, I don't. I absolutely believe that it should not be before marriage. He should be required to support the baby. No. What do I think? You want me to ask what it? I am not going to say. So my problem is that you're trying to say something politically, and then you talk about punishments. Okay. No. Let me finish. A punishment is something dealt out by the government, and therefore is inherently political. Okay. And as far as the church goes, the punishment of sin is death at our natural death, and our inability to enter into heaven. So it's very important for us to say what sin is, and that endangers your chances to get into heaven. Okay. If you want to say that, if you want to get into the political side, I would say that the proper punishment for a man who gets a woman pregnant outside of wedlock is that they should support the baby. Yeah, I know that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'll tell you why. Because you are denying, you are attacking the dignity of the man. That is an absolutely ridiculous that is an absolutely ridiculous argument. You are attacking the dignity of the man.
So you're
by
gonna
saying to
cut
do
off
that.
his package.
Right.
Okay then. Woo!
But that's a permanent no. You're making the argument. You are making the argument that pregnancy is a disfiguration of women, and that's not the case. Pregnancy is part of the nature of women.
Right.
It enhances their dignity. You can't mutilate. We don't believe in mutilation at all. We don't believe in the
The woman that called and answered it.
we don't believe in the Old Testament. If you steal something, you should lose your hand.
Yeah, I don't believe it. Yeah, I mean, good,
We don't believe that.
Good morning. Who's this? Okay then, but it'd be nice to have a woman's perspective. I think we got most women's perspective. I think most women, though, who, they pretty much feel the way you do and I do. However, I do still want to apply the word justice. Now, justice is sort of like a man-made kind of apparatus. Is it just to have somebody who had been forcibly impregnated? Morally, I hear what you're saying, but is it just? And that's my, and because I'm not for it.
Because our broken, original sin tainted idea of justice is it goes away. That's not what justice is. Justice is what is right for us in front of God. Okay.
Okay.
We can't make that rate go away.
Right.
We can't make if somebody steals your most precious possession and destroys it,
you can't ever get it back.
You can't ever get it back.
Yeah.
So justice in what that means is justice in our society is retribution against the person that did it. Well, that's not purely just. That's just retribution. And sometimes we have to. We see this all the time. Sometimes we have to really stand up and say, are we doing this to protect the society, or are we doing this just to get back at the guy?
860-1440 is the number. 860-1440. We don't have a whole lot of time for any more calls anyway. But good morning, you're on air. Okay. You can't keep calling back. We don't do that. Hey, come on. I'll let you. I don't rush you off the phone when you call, but you only get one when I can catch your voice. Okay. Anyway, that's a complicated. Well, it's not really that complicated conversation now, but it would be interesting to see what the majority of women you probably know though are probably totally against it.
The polls that are consistently done, there is a range. There's only about 10% of the people in the country that are completely pro-choice up to the moment of birth. There's probably only about 15% of the country that's completely anti-abortion through, even up to conception. The range in the middle, women in that range, women are generally more pro-life or anti-abortion than men are.
However, the last caller did make an interesting point. I don't know how to resolve it, but it does take two people to get pregnant, one to give it and one to get it. If we had some, Lord, I'm glad we don't get it, but if there was some punishment for the man who impregnates an unmarried woman, if he's unmarried to, if there was a punishment for him, we could stop some of this going. We could stop some of this going on.
Well, but what would that punishment be?
I don't know.
Are you going to throw him in jail and make him incapable of supporting the child? Is that a wise thing to do? Again, now we're talking about public policy.
Yeah.
And that's politics. But the idea of punishment, are we going to throw a guy in jail, which the jails are way too overcrowded now? Are we going to throw him in jail?
I'm just saying, it'll make a brother think, when a brother go to the club that night, he's going to think,
well, no, look, I believe, and we can even get off on the whole contraceptive thing, because I don't believe in contraceptives either.
So you think every time you have sex?
No. What I'm saying is, there are natural ways to have sex without.
Well, that's what they say.
Without putting up walls.
Yeah.
Again, we don't want to put up walls between married people, but we can talk about that on another morning.
Yeah.
I'm always being what is the policy? What is the public?
Hey, you got to give me a 30-second prayer. We got to go.
Dear Lord, we ask that you help us and work through the immoralities of our nation and bring us back to your your holiness. We ask this through the intercession of our Blessed Mother. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now at the hour of our death. Amen. Our Lady of Guadalupe, pray for us. Saint D, pray for us.
We'll be back with part 2 one of these Thursdays. Bye.
They wouldn't bring this up when I had the Nobody called to bring up abortion when I had this radio. If you remember, nobody dared.
Well, I don't know who brought that up anyway. We didn't bring that up. I don't understand why people are so adamant about dispatching a human life. I don't understand why I understand the predicaments that people can get into sometimes, and I think adoption is the best policy there. But again, justice is a construct, I guess, of man. But isn't God just?
Well, God is just, but we don't necessarily understand all of his definitions of justice. That's the bottom line: is do we understand what God has asked us to be and to do? I gotta get to work.
Okay.
We will see you later, Kevin.
Okay.
Good talk.